morning.
Good morning. Look who's here. It's you.
Oh, yes. Yes, I was away on holiday. Got back on Tuesday night. So I'm feeling really refreshed. Bex has been working hard for last week.
It's been a hard week, but I'm here, I'm ready,
Good.
I'm in my happy place, so it's all good. Morning to you all.
Yeah, a very, very good morning. We have got such an exciting show, actually. We've put Strulch right in the middle of the potting shed because the deal today is the best we've ever done.
It's an insane deal, honestly. Now is the time to stock up on your Strulch, isn't it? Because this is a fantastic deal. You're going to get 2 bags. In fact, before I tell you about some of the amazing plants that Bex and I have got coming up, let's just give you the price of this, because if you've always looked at Strulch and thought, oh, I'd like to try that, maybe you've got problems with slugs and snails, maybe there's certain plants that you... I think about putting in your garden, but they need that extra duvet, that extra protection. Maybe you suffer with things like weeds and you were looking for something to help suppress the weeds. I mean, there are so many uses for this, but the price we've got for 2 bags today is amazing. It's going to be, for club members, are you ready for this? Under £20 delivered free. That's just crazy, honestly. We've never done it.
I mean, they're massive bags and the delivery is free. But we are going to give you a twin pack for under £20. And just before we give you the details, the offer code today is YGTV0825. That will unlock all the promotions and it will give you a free postage as well.
Yep.
I can't believe that.
Right, so 1 bag is... I mean, the RRP for the 2 bags would be $52.97. Yeah. So it's normally £22 a bag or something or other, and then delivery. But this is $19.54 discount club price.
With free delivery?
With free delivery.
Wow. And in fact, let me just run through you some of the uses. They're very clearly printed on the bag. But it is, it's just such a multi-purpose beneficial product for our gardens. It really is.
I used loads of this last year, particularly when I was planting my dahlias.
I was just going to say your dahlias,
yeah. I did. I used it on the dahlias because obviously when they first start growing and that new growth that comes through, the slugs and snails really were having a lovely time. So I got my bag of Strulch out and I put it all around the base and it really did help, honestly.
And your hostas as well.
Hostas, yes, of course, yes.
So, reduces weed growth as well by up to 95%. Weeds
amazing.
were a real problem last year because we had a really wet summer. Retains moisture around plants, so if we get a dry summer, it will actually keep the moisture in there. Really enriches the soil and helps improve the structure. So if you've got a heavy soil like Bex, who's got a clay soil, it can actually improve the structure. Great for, it is organic, so it's great for flowers, shrubs, pretty much everything. But last year was the year of slugs and snails. They just loved the wet summer we had.
Had a great time, didn't they? Had a great time.
And they destroyed so many fruit and veg.
So many.
And plants in your garden. It is a brilliant organic way of preventing slugs and snails. And what it actually does, it doesn't kill them, but they hate the feel of it. So when a slug or snail goes near it, it kind of irritates them and they just move away. Things like you can see the lupins there. Lupins, especially when the young growth comes through in springtime, that can get destroyed by slugs. Yeah. And also, doesn't it make the garden look so much neater?
It does. It really neatens it up, doesn't it? And also, it helps with your sort of having to step into your borders.
Yeah.
Because you're not having to step into the squelchy, muddy bits and then you're treading it all over your garden. There's another little benefit there for you as well.
Now, what we would love today, I know many of you use Strulch, have used Strulch in the past. If you could send us some pictures, if you could send us some comments, you can email us ygtv@yougarden.com. We would love to hear your Strulch stories today. But I am going to say, grab it today. $19.54 for club members is the best price we've ever done, particularly as postage included. I mean, if you've ever come near to that price before, then you'll have probably paid $6.99 postage as well. Now, I have been off for nearly 2 weeks, and apparently I've put my microphone on upside down.
Yes, you have, yes.
So,
he's turned it off, turned it around. I will tell you that we were already getting comments. So Grimmy, thank you so much. He's saying Strulch is an absolute must. Many, many uses and looks good. Doesn't blow around either. So that's just one of the comments that we're getting. Let us know what you think of it. Let us know if you're going to take advantage of the deal that we've got for you today. Elaine has commented saying, yippee, Shaun's back.
Oh, Elaine. Thank you, Elaine. It's lovely to be back. I mean, I'll be honest, Elaine, you gave me a far better welcome than Stu and Bex. They didn't miss me.
Meh. Shaun's back.
That's because you were working with Dan.
Handsome Dan.
Yeah, all right. Handsome Dan, who's taller and better looking than me. But there's something nice about being short and half ginger.
I missed you, don't you worry.
Thank you.
And all our viewers did as well. I want to say a big thank you to Neil and to Dingo.
Neil I bet you missed me, Neil.
And obviously everybody, but particularly just thank you so much for sending in your pictures to QVC last night. I really appreciated it.
Yeah, it was great.
It was really sweet of you, thank you.
I always love that. It always makes you feel... Yeah. Well, you know, we work across various platforms.
It's like a little bit of home.
It is.
When you're at QVC, I mean, it's lovely there, but it's like a little bit of home when we get some of our regulars sending in pictures.
I'm just the same. Love it. So thank you so much. Now, you can shop ahead, of course. We've got some amazing items out. Let's just give you the heads up of some of the great deals that are coming up this morning on YGTV. So the Strulch is amazing, never been better. I know the price is there, $36.97, but that's because we haven't used the offer code.
Hang on, let's have a look. Let's just check. We need to make sure that that's working. There's an error. We're going to have to let somebody know.
You know what the error is, don't you? We've put it down too cheaply. Right.
Right. If you want to get to the twin pack, go through the single option and click through like you just saw Stu do there. Click on the single and then look down there, click there. That's how you can get to the twin pack. The reason it's showing the higher price is that we haven't put the code in. I'm assuming that's the reason. So if you put it into your basket and then go in, enter the right code, obviously that's last week's code, so YGTV0825, that's when you will start seeing the proper prices. And then you can go back to that page and you can scroll through and you can see all those prices. Unfortunately, we seem to have a little problem with that one, so still be on that. We'll get that one sorted.
Yeah, you know what the problem is, don't you? It's just gonna...
It's because you weren't here.
Yes.
That's what it is.
That's what it was. I fix everything, but the price is too cheap. The system can't cope with it.
Really, it's not
so
coping with
hold your horses on that one. We will get it fixed as soon as possible. Right, shall we go over to the favourites table? Yeah,
I reckon that's where Stu will probably want us to go. Stu's furiously typing away, trying to let somebody know.
Yes, I can do that. But it is, seriously, it's lovely to be back. And, we should have said, by the way, today we are live from 10 till 12.
Yes.
So it's a 2-hour show today. We are doing TikTok live from 1 till 5. Because basically we've got lots of brand new Mediterranean plants coming up on our TikTok shop. They are coming on YouGarden as well, but it's well worth it if you're on TikTok watching Bex and I this afternoon from 1 till 5 as well. But it is a 2-hour show. We're going to cram as much in as possible. We're going to start off with Mum, You Are 1 in a Million.
Yeah, this is a beautiful rose. It's from Harkness. I think this is a really good idea for if anybody's thinking for Mother's Day, you know, giving gifts for Mother's Day or even in memoriam for mothers that have passed and aren't with us anymore. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful rose. I love the pink colour that you've got here. And the great thing about this one is that it's a hybrid tea, first of all. So you get nice long straight stems, bigger flowers, lovely large flowers, and this is a heavy scented rose.
Yeah, really sweet, strong scent, this divine rose. As Bex has said, it's been bred by Harkness and they've got 145 years experience. They are multi-award winning. All of their roses in general are repeat flowering. They've got beautiful fragrances. They're disease resistant. They are very, very easy to grow, but they do deliver and they flower all summer long. Oh my word! Sorry, I've just thought. So my mum is, while I've been on holiday, my mum, bless her, she's been out in the garden and she's cleared a border and she's decided she wants to put roses there.
Oh, there you go. There's your Mother's Day gift sorted,
It really is.
And it's a potted rose as well, remember? So obviously we always talk about bare roots here. You know the bare root story, but this one's a potted rose, so it's already growing well. We've got lovely new shoots coming out of this one. You can just take that, you can plant it.
Yeah, and as Bex was saying, you know, for a mum or to remember a mum, or just as a beautiful rose. Yeah. I mean, it's that lovely shell pink. It is a hybrid tea. It is beautifully fragrant and very easy to grow. And roses, I always think, I mean, I'm trying to get, we're always all trying to make our gardens better, aren't we? And when I say better, I just want more colour for longer. And roses flower all summer long. You don't just get a few weeks or a few months of colour. You can get 6 months. You
can, and it just takes a little bit of deadheading to make sure that you're continuously getting those flowers coming through. So it's a really nice, simple one. Beautiful, fragrant, winter hardy, easy.
Yeah, and a great price for all of you club members, $16.99. Bare roots, and we have got some bare roots coming up on the show. In reality, bare roots are easy to grow, But for some people, if you've never grown bare roots, you find it a bit daunting, if you just want to take the work out of that and just get a rose that's already established with a great root system that can go straight in a pot or a bed or border, then this is the one to go for. And actually, I'll be honest, the price isn't much more than a bare root on this one. It's $16.99, phenomenal value. And actually, because it is already potted, it is going to establish that a little bit quicker and give you flowers a little bit sooner, I'm going to say.
Yeah, for sure. They've got a little head start on bare roots. Obviously, bare roots just take a little bit of time to get going. We're fans of both, to be perfectly honest, but you've got the option here to go for that potted one with that £10 saving.
Right. We're going to move on to something that is brand new, and it's our extra large hardy gloxinia. Now, I've never actually grown these, but I am very, very tempted to get these in my garden this year because I've got the perfect place. It's a little bit kind of woodlandy, but you are going to get 5 bare roots for just £9.99. Now, I always thought of gloxinia as not being hardy, but these are hardy.
Yeah, hardy gloxinia.
Yeah.
So how fantastic is that? I love this. I like the colour combination you get with the flowers here because they've got that sort of trumpet shape, but the centre, like the throat of that flower, is a wonderful yellow colour, and then you've got the white and you've got the pink included in there. So it's a lovely colour mix. And they don't get too big either. Maybe about 60 by 60 centimetres each one of these will grow to, and they will flower for you for a good long time. They can start flowering from sort of May, June time, July and August. So you get a good few months of flowers.
And they'll actually they will do well in a fairly shady spot.
Yes, yeah. I mean they can happily cope in a sunny spot, but a part shade spot where it's a little bit shaded, probably for the hottest part of the day, is going to be the best place.
I think they're beautiful flowers, don't you?
Really pretty.
Yeah.
A little bit of deadheading, that'll encourage new blooms to come through. They like a rich, fertile, well-drained soil. They won't, they'll come back for you, but they don't particularly too much like sort of winter wet.
No.
So any soil that stays really wet over winter. But yeah, a good layer of mulch. And remember, we've got that Strulch deal once we fix that for you. That will help them to get through those winters.
And this is what they look like. So they have a tuber. They're funny-looking things, aren't they?
They're weird-looking things. To be honest, it reminds me a little bit like the flame lily. You know what those flame lily ones look like?
Yeah.
Looks a bit like those.
Or a bit of a dahlia.
Or part of a dahlia, just a little part of a dahlia.
But, it is a tuber. Everything's stored in there. It's ready to burst into life. But as Bex said, a very good point. You really do want a nice, well-drained soil. Like most tubers, that your dahlias, they would rot if it was too wet. So nice, well-drained soil or pots, and they'll be absolutely superb. And they should all flower very well in their very first year. You don't have to wait for these ones.
Definitely.
Now we're going to go big now.
Well, we've got a few different dahlias for you. We're going to start off with the Dahlia dinner plates, which is a fantastic one.
It really is.
Dahlia dinner plates, they've been given the name dinner plates because these can get huge. We are talking big, aren't we? I mean, these can get 8-inch diameter on there.
The size of a dinner plate, your average dinner plate. Think about your dinner plate. Think about what you have your tea on. That's the size, the diameter of the flowers. And that's like if you go to a carvery and have a big Sunday lunch all piled up on a big plate. That is the size of these flowers. And I know you grew a lot of dahlias last year, and I had dahlia envy because you grew all yours in pots. And en masse, they were spectacular.
I love it when you get all the different varieties and all the different colours and that festival of colour, the rainbow of colour. And actually, they're super easy to grow. And it's a really good time to get them now because you can get these started frost-free. They obviously won't tolerate any frost. So getting them started now, early March time was when I planted mine, kept them in the conservatory in a little pot, little bit of water, started seeing that lovely growth come through. You're getting a head start. Of course, you can wait. You can plant these in the ground once the frost has passed, but I quite like getting that head start.
Yeah, if you get a head start, they just flower that little bit longer. Sooner and for longer as well. They do make a great cut flower, but we always say with dahlias, if you pick them as a cut flower, the flower has to be open. If you pick it as a bud, it will not open up in water. So do bear that in mind. But they will flower all summer long till the first frost. And if you want to store the tubers, you can store them for the following year. Some people do leave them in the ground, but there's always that risk that they...
it depends where you are.
Sometimes dahlias do come back if they're in the ground, but if it's a really cold, wet winter, they may not.
Well, I left mine in my pots. I moved the pots indoors. They're in the conservatory.
Fine.
So I'm actually going to unstack, because they're all stacked on top of each other, I'm going to unstack the pots very soon, give them a little water, and hopefully, fingers crossed, keep your fingers crossed for me, I'll start seeing those growths coming through.
We have got some other dahlias coming up. We've got the pom-poms coming up as well. There's lots of other ones on the website, but these are the ones with the biggest flowers. You imagine the size of our heads. These are the pom-poms, by the way, that we have also got available as well. Same price. Pom-poms are a little bit more compact, the flowers. I mean, they are amazing, actually, when you look at them, aren't they? They
are. I like the symmetry, actually, to the way that those grow. Yeah. Those sort of lovely little funnel-shaped petals that you get on there, and that wonderful symmetry. And those planted with, other shapes, other varieties, they work really nicely together.
I love all dahlias, but the variety of flowers is incredible. So those are the pom-poms. You will get 5 tubers for $12.99. Or we have got a specialist one, which is brand new this season, which is Cafe au Lait.
Love this.
What a beautiful colour, isn't it?
Absolutely adore this. I think the colour in there is fantastic. I mean, it's called Cafe au Lait because there's some tones in there that are reminiscent of, a milky coffee, basically. There's peach tones, there's apricot tones, and then you've got those lovely pinky blush tones.
Oh, my word,
I think it's stunning. Yeah.
And I know they're a little bit more expensive, but they are a brand new breed. If you're looking for a really specialist dahlia, something new, different, exciting, then the Cafe au Lait is certainly the one to go for.
It's classed as a dinner plate one as well, so you will still
the
get
big,
the
aren't they?
really
Yes.
big ones with that too. So.
Now, don't forget, postage is included on everything on YGTV, so you can buy something now, you can come back later, and I can honestly say the value you get on YGTV is just incredible. And we love you to be part of the show. My name's Shaun Ryan, by the way, known as Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man. This is lovely Bex Edwards. You don't get to see Stu, we just get to hear him in our ear. But Stu does all the technical things. But we would love you to be part of the show. You can join the live chats on YouTube, Facebook, but also you can email us ygtv@yougarden.com.
There's loads of people in the chat. Thank you so much for coming in. Kyle, I just want to quickly answer Kyle's question. He says, hi, silly question. There's never a silly question. Don't ever feel bad about asking questions. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. He says, will bulbs struggle to grow through the Strulch?
That's a very good question.
I've got an area where lots of weeds have come through, but also a load of bulbs. No, they won't.
They'll be absolutely fine.
Absolutely fine. So, yeah, it's a really good thing to put down. It's a really good
question.
Yeah.
And when you think about what bulbs will push through, I mean, if you think about a lawn, for example, you can actually plant bulbs in a lawn and they get through that grass. So, yes, good question. And bulbs will very easily get through that Strulch. Penny and Amanda on Facebook. Aww. Good morning.
Lots of love for you being back. So, rush in here.
Well, it's good.
A great name. Oh. They put a comment in for Dan. I think they play rugby together. Anyway, he says, great to see Shaun back.
Thank you.
Which is lovely.
Thank you.
I need to go away, don't I, and then come back so I can get a bit of love.
See, I didn't think I got much love from you today, Bex. Or you, Stu. So thank you to you at home.
I missed you.
I think you're just tired. You've worked a lot, haven't you?
Tired.
Bex has been on the ship.
I'm very jealous of the fact that you were on holiday. So, I think February's the perfect time to go on holiday, isn't it? Just take a little week to go away in February. I must admit, it's a good time.
It has done me the world of good.
Yeah. Because January's a really long month, and February feels like, and we're all waiting for spring to come. So I think next year, February, I'm going to take a week off.
It's a good time, yeah.
I'm going to go on holiday somewhere.
Yeah, well, hang on. No, I need to go on in February. We'll have to coordinate,
weeks.
But I was very lucky to go. I was on a lovely cruise, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I used to present a cruise show for many years on a shopping channel called Ideal World, and I got hooked. But I used to do loads. Do you remember?
Yeah.
But it's lovely to be back. And do you know what? One thing I'm really excited about as a gardener, I came back. And I noticed that.
Oh yeah, loads of things starting to grow.
Things coming through, things coming back to life, but also the days are definitely longer. So it's an exciting time. We're nearly through February, a few weeks to go into March, and that's when things really do hot up. So it's a great time to plan your garden and to get buying right now. Now, something else that we have got on the show today.
Yeah.
Is the Lobelia Queen Victoria. And hey, by the way, Stu, is this still sorted? Did you say?
We're working.
Okay.
On it.
So we were. Right, so apparently we used the wrong item for the Strulch. So hold your horses on the Strulch. The reason I'm mentioning the Strulch is because when we sold these last year, a few of you did message in and say, oh, my lobelia are getting eaten by the slugs, what do I do? So if you are buying these, get them in your basket. You can actually buy them now and then come back later for your Strulch. But these are something that the slugs do like when they're first coming back, and the new growth is very delicious to slugs. So just to give the heads up, you will need to protect these from slugs and get your Strulch as well. But Bex, do you remember some of the pictures we got sent in last year?
Oh, we got some amazing
ones. Well, amazing.
In fact, if my memory serves me right, it was Elaine that sent in an amazing one. Wasn't it Elaine that sent that?
I remember really tall one.
And it got stupidly tall, like ridiculously tall.
Because we said these get to about 90 centimetres. I'm sure Elaine's was like 1.5 metres, wasn't it?
If my memory serves me right, Elaine, was that you that sent us that picture? Because it was incredible. Yeah. It was just one of those freak of nature things that got really ridiculously tall. It was fantastic.
Amazing. So we said they get to about 70 to 90 centimetres. The foliage is incredible. It's that lovely kind of bronze colour. But then the flowers are like a perfect crimson red, aren't they?
Such a beautiful red, and the contrast between the two is just absolutely. When you see these in flower, they really do draw your attention. They draw your eye. They look like a flamboyant bird of paradise, and they flower for a good long time as well. You can get these between sort of July, August, September, and even going into October. It's one of those lovely later flowering ones that help to transition you through into autumn.
And great for, sort of like the middle to back of a border. Great in pots and containers.
Pollinator magnets, they love them.
I'm going to say they've got the RHS Award of Garden Merit.
They have indeed. You are right. There you go. Our memories are working well.
They are. That holiday's done me good. I'm thinking.
There you go.
But one thing we'll say, when it comes to hardness, we class them as a slightly tender perennial. So hardness about -5. So that does mean that, again, Strulch, if you've got some Strulch, at the end of the summer, as we head into late autumn, then you can just put some Strulch on there to give them that little bit of extra warmth and protection. But they are amazing plants.
Everyone's saying we love you, Bex, as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to like.
Oh, stop.
Love me too. Sorry, but thank you. Moving on. I've embarrassed myself now.
Have we both got really fragile egos, do you reckon?
I think we might have.
We're both like, give us some love. Give us some love.
Oh, I'm proper blushing.
Hey, what was I forgot to tell you this, Bex.
What?
Because I was on holiday with two presenters, Hayley and Shaun.
Yes, Hayley and Shaun.
Did they get recognised?
Did they?
No.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah, it was hilarious. There was some real there's quite a few just gardening people on the cruise.
Amazing.
Because my friends Hayley and Shaun, they present a shopping channel on ITV, and so I thought they'd get recognised loads of them, didn't they? Like, I got sick of it. So I think a lot of, but to be honest, a lot of the people on the cruise were kind of like mid-50s to probably mid-60s.
Right.
So
they'll be in bed when that ITV show is
exactly. And at that
Where
age,
did they know you from? Was it from Old Ideal? Was it from here? Was it from the cruise shows?
a mixture.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. In fact, the first person that recognised me said, "Oh, it's you from QVC."
Oh, really?
Yeah. So anyway, enough of that. But we have got fragile egos, so thank you so much for sending us some love.
Thank you.
But most importantly, and jokes apart, we love the fact that you're part of our gardening community. That is so important to us.
Yeah,
really
100%. We love it here, so thank you.
And any questions, Bex and I will do our very best to answer them. So that's the lobelia, but we've moved on to begonia. Now, we were having a little debate, Bex and I. And Stu, which begonia shall we show you first? Because we've got some trailing ones coming up, but we just wanted to start with the fimbriata, because I think you'll agree at home, these are rather special, aren't they?
The fimbriata, those kind of pinking sheared edges, the lovely ruffled petals that you get on here. This is why you want these. These are slightly more upright, so we've got the trailing ones coming, so you might want to go for the fimbriatas because they are a little bit more upright here. Getting to about 40 by 40 centimetres. They're a bit of a twist on the classic. And actually, we always talk about the begonia flowers. I do want to talk about the foliage as well, because I think the foliage on begonia is really interesting.
I totally agree.
And not just as a backdrop for the flowers. I actually think
strong.
it's really interesting foliage. And you do get lovely colours. It's not just greens. You do actually get lovely colours that come through that foliage as well.
So if you're maybe a little bit new to gardening, or maybe you found gardening a bit challenging last year because we had such a mixed summer, begonias are one of the easiest flowering plants to grow, and I really mean that. They don't mind sun, they don't mind shade, they don't mind a wet summer, dry summer. You can store the tubers, just keep them frost-free, they'll come back the following year, and they just flower and flower all summer long. But what I love about this variety, they remind me a little bit of a peony.
Oh, yeah, okay.
If you look,
I can see that.
You can see that because they're full, they're blousy, they've got that lovely sort of like, say it's almost like somebody's taken some pinking shears and given those lovely petals, but they are reliable, they are repeat flying, they are easy and so rewarding. And they don't fall to bits when it rains. I'm not being funny, but some summer bedding like petunias, certain varieties can just go to mush, but these stay solid and firm and beautiful. I've got, me and my other half have got a pub, we run a village pub, and I mean, I don't. I just do the garden and drink there. But I always plant loads of begonias, don't I?
Yeah, definitely.
Because they're easy.
Easy, long flowering, just simple gardening, and that's what I quite like. With certain areas of the garden, you need simple, and begonias, no matter which variety you go for, are simple. Yeah.
Now, they arrive, again, as little tubers. They look like bulbs, but
they look like a miniature bird's nest.
Yes!
They do. They look like a teeny tiny bird's nest.
That's a great description.
There you go.
There's a concave side and a convex side, and the concave side wants to be at the top. And what I do, I start them off in pots. Again, they want to be frost-free. I start them off in pots with just a little bit of compost over them. And then once the frost passes, you can put them outside. But they're really easy to grow, and all the plant instructions are on there.
Really rewarding.
Right.
We need to go back to Lobelia. Oh, no, the other begonias first, sorry. And then Amanda's got a question on Lobelia, so we'll do that for you.
We've got the details of trailing. I sent you a picture of mine as well, Bex.
Oh, you did? I'll find it.
Can you?
Yes, absolutely.
Only just because I put a lot of... I did all sorts of begonias at the pub. I did a mixture of trailing, uprights, fimbriata. But the trailing ones were mostly put at the front.
Yeah, now, again, I loved the trailing ones. I mean, I showed you previously the picture of mine, and it was the size of my... One of the flowers was the size of my head. Wow. It was absolutely incredible. But yeah, here's Shaun's outside of his pub.
To be honest, they actually got bigger than that.
That's an early one, isn't it? That's an early picture. Oh, look at that.
But, colourful, joyous.
Look at that.
Hey, that makes me joyous. Can't wait for summer to be back. But that's the other variety. What you might want to do is do a mixture of both. What I tend to do is put some upright begonias in the centre of my pots and containers, and then the trailing ones around the side.
That's why those two would work together, because you could have the fimbriatas in the centre and then the Belgians around the edges. I did something very similar with my hanging baskets last year, and it worked perfectly. Right,
now we're going to go back to our Lobelia, Queen Victoria, because Amanda is on Facebook.
Yes.
And Amanda, I'm sure I remember you saying this last year. So Amanda bought these, and the slugs ate them. So Amanda, I would give them another go, but I would really put lots of Strulch around them. And I personally, I'd be tempted to just repot them into pots rather than put them in the ground to start with.
I would start them off in pots, get them growing. Because the thing is, it tends to be new growth that slugs go for, so it's the baby stuff, it's the new growth. Once they're a little bit bigger, they don't tend to go for them as much. So if you start them off on a windowsill, indoors, conservatory, greenhouse, get them a little bit bigger, then when you plant them out, you can then put loads of Strulch and a good sort of circle of Strulch around them. But hopefully, because they've got that little bit bigger, they won't be as tempted to go for them. I mean, there's lots of other things that you can do to protect from slugs and snails. Copper wire is a really good one. Strulch we find is a really, really good one, but you can add extra layers of protection against slugs and snails if you want to. You can look at beer traps and all those sorts of things that people do, as well as your Strulch, and then you're covered, aren't you?
But as Bex rightly said, it tends to be
new growth.
Baby growth. Once a plant's bigger and stronger, a slug wouldn't kill it, because obviously it's a bigger, stronger plant. It might nibble a bit at the bottom, but it's when they're young.
I think it's because the leaves are tender and delicious when they're young. As they get a bit bigger, they're a bit more fibrous, and they don't like that texture.
I'm just thinking, like a slug would not be, if slugs like humans, they wouldn't be interested in something old like me, would they, Bex?
No.
I'm not young and delicious.
No.
But it is that new growth. I'm just thinking, I wonder if we give it a lifetime guarantee, because it's semi-hardy. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, actually. Where is winter hardy? We'll have to check. A slug is not an ice cube. You're right, Stu.
I don't think
it's covered.
I don't think it is.
There's lots of things you can do, and I do think starting them off in pots, getting them going first, then transplanting them later is probably a really good way. But by all means, everybody else, if you've had success or you've had these problems or you've found a way around it, put it in the chat, because it's always good to help out the other gardeners.
If you buy Strulch, it does give these amazing protection. It really does. I'd just put a nice thick layer around them. I really, really would. And I do think, Amanda, it's worth going for them again. I really do.
Try it.
When you see these, when you do get them established, they are absolutely amazing. Apparently somebody else is pleased to see me back.
Millie's back. Millie's in. Welcome back, Shaun.
Thank you, Millie.
Welcome back. She's saying good morning to everybody. Loads of chats in here. Loads of comments. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and saying hello. It's nice to have a busy chat.
Yeah, and it generally is lovely to be back. I did miss it. I do when I'm away. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think...
It feels like ages since I've been here, didn't you?
It did. Yeah. Right, so lots to go for the Lobelia, lots to go for the Dahlias. And don't forget, you can place as many orders as you like, because every single order that you place has got free delivery, and that's one of the latest changes that we've had here at YouGarden. Now we have got, don't forget those amazing dahlias. Now the flowers can be the size of a dinner plate. That's around about 8 inches. I'll also say with dahlias that new growth can get affected by slugs. In fact, who's just messaged about that? Jay. So he was saying that his dahlias were getting attacked by slugs, but he put some Strulch around them and then they were saved and did amazingly well. Thank you, Jay, for that comment. But you are going to get all 5 of these. Now remember, they produce flowers that are 8 inches in diameter. Big, huge, wonderful flowers that are dramatic, that are colourful, that are bold and bright. They start to flower around about June time, and they flower all the way until the first frost. And don't forget, they are tubers, so you can dig them up at the end of the season and store them. If you want to dig them up and store them, what you generally do is remove as much, dig them up carefully, remove as much earth or compost as possible, dry them out for a few days, and then store them somewhere frost-free and dry. Like a shed or a garage would be absolutely fine. And just keep your eye on them during the winter months. If a little bit's gone squishy or mouldy, just take it off. But generally, dahlias store very well and can come back the following year and last many, many years. £12.99, 630 319. And then the other dahlias that we've got, these are lovely. These are the pompon dahlias. They're fabulous. And there is a lovely, I think Bex said, a symmetry to these. There's something quite perfect about a pompon dahlia. There are many different types of dahlia, and I think they're all wonderful. But if you're somebody that likes maybe slightly more, I'm going to say formal dahlia, something that is a little bit less blousy and loose. These are, if you look at the petals, the shapes and the compact nature of those, they are absolutely superb. Oh, love those. I love all dahlias actually, but I think the pom-poms have got something that's rather special, don't you?
I think they're a little bit, they feel a little bit more contemporary.
Do you know what? I nearly said that and I didn't, and I wish I had.
No, I do.
I agree.
I think it's just
no, I nearly did. I was thinking the same, yeah.
You know, they work well mixed in with the other dahlias, and you know, would fit into a cottage garden, sort of free kind of style. But if you were looking for a real contemporary style, just pom-pom dahlias on their own would give you that.
Or something maybe slightly more formal as well.
Yeah.
You know, ready to give you alliums. They work very well in a formal garden. I think it's the same with the pom-poms. All 5 of those, just £12.99 with postage included. All of you club members, £11.04. Ooh, do you know what I feel like, Bex?
Ooh,
do you want a cafe au lait? Oh, I'd love a cafe au lait.
Fancy a latte?
Oh, I do.
I've got some oat milk in my bag. I can make you an oat milk latte.
I'd have that.
They're delicious.
But this is called cafe au lait because that's what it looks like. Lovely kind of coffee colours, creamy colours, a little bit of peach and pink in there as well. Brand new variety and stunning. And you were saying, Bex, that these are also massive sort of like dinner plate size.
Yeah, they're also classed as a dinner plate, so you are going to get huge flowers here. And I think if you're a dahlia lover, you will love the cafe au lait. It is a dahlia, not a dahlias. We seem to...
Oh yes, we're missing an A.
We're missing an A. But yes, they are big. They are one of those ones that dahlia lovers want in their garden, you know, because they're big, because they're beautiful. Of course, dahlias tend to come in quite brash colours. I love that, by the way. I love the brash, bold colours. I think they're amazing. But if you're looking for something just a little bit more classy and elegant,
and a bit softer,
this is the one.
Yeah, I like those. So if you'd like the, we'll call them the dahlias.
The dahlias.
The dahlias Dahlia, Cafe au Lait, 630 387, just £12.99. What a show we've got, haven't we?
I know, it's so cool.
I'd almost forgotten how good YGTV was.
We're not done either. There's so many plants to show you. We're going to go with Crocosmia Lucifer next, aren't we? Which I planted in my garden for the first time last year. I've seen them all over the place. Loved them.
Yeah.
Never actually had them in my garden, so they were fantastic. And mine did actually flower first year. I can't guarantee they will flower first year. Sometimes you get a bit of foliage first year, and then it's second year you get the flowers. But these are so beautiful. I love the way you get this lovely tall stem, and then this spike of flowers, and they sort of open in succession along there, and I think that's just beautiful.
Now, Bex, as it happens, I've sent you a picture of mine.
Oh, there you go. Let's have a look. I'll dig it out.
I just thought in the last show, I didn't really have many things in my garden that were on the last show, but I've got loads. So
look at this little walk. I'm so jealous of your garden.
I must admit, I've done a tropical...
Every time. Makes me so... I'm green with envy.
Listen, I'm older than you.
I'm green with envy, Shaun. Look at that.
So I must admit, I am quite proud of this bit.
That is beautiful. I would be there. That's where I would be sitting.
Yeah, so I've created... It's been a labour of love, I tell you, but I've created a tropical area, and can you see that? That's all the foliage of the Crocosmia at the front, and they were just coming into flower. But the reason I wanted to share this picture, if you want to create that bit of a tropical paradise, you know, you don't have to have a garden like mine, just a few pots of palms and Crocosmia. But it looks good, doesn't it?
It looks amazing.
Yeah, I am quite proud of that.
You should be proud of that. That's beautiful.
But you made a really good point. In the first year, when you plant Crocosmia, you'll get the foliage, you may get a few flowers, but because that's what I did. In fact, I'm going to tell you, let you in secret, I remember the Crocosmia that I planted with some leftover samples from YouGarden. From the show. And do you know what? I think that... They'd not had a good life at that point. They really hadn't. So I wasn't even sure they'd grow, and they did. But it was the second year that they went crazy.
They're quite tough. This is the thing with them. They're quite tough. They love a sunny spot. They don't mind a part shade spot, but they do like a nice hot sunny spot if you can get it for them. And they form clumps as well.
Yeah, they do.
You know, and they're quite vigorous. Once they get going, you can get some really decent clumps from these that you can then spread about in your garden.
Now, what is interesting, we genuinely, we normally say Crocosmia like a sunny position, but you know what? They can actually do really quite well
in a part shade.
Yeah, they can. And I know that from my own experience. Although we will always say full sun and they'll thrive in full sun, they'll actually do okay in part shade. And they do form clumps, and you can divide them in springtime and have them all around the garden.
And as a South African native, something that does like, I'm not, the plant is, something that does like lots and lots of sort of, you know, warmth and sunshine. It's amazing that these are fully winter hardy.
Yes, good point.
And seriously winter hardy.
Yeah.
Like these can cope with -10, -20 even.
And do you know what? You can actually buy Crocosmia in a pot in summer, and you pay $9.99 for a little pot. To buy them as bulbs is far more sensible in terms of affordability. Stewie stopped in the South African accent in my ear because I think mine's a lot better than that, but I daren't do it.
No, we're not doing it.
We're not allowed to nowadays.
We need to take you back to Strulch because it is now working. So apologies for anybody that was trying to order it before. It's a different item number than the one that we showed you. We have now updated it on the show page, and it all works.
Right, can we have a bit?
This is the correct number now.
Can we have a big cheer at home? Yay! Because honestly, every single one of you watching right now...
Get this.
Yeah.
Just get this.
I mean...
Don't worry about anything else. Come back later and place your order for that. Get this. So make sure you've got this in your basket.
So all you need to do now, click on the live now. There's the show. There's a single bag.
Don't buy that.
Or a double bag. So go for the double bag. Don't worry about the price yet. Add it to your basket. Then you need to put in the... off code today, YGTV 0825, and there you go. That is good, isn't it?
That's so good.
It's so good.
Lovely. 2 big bags delivered, free of charge, just $22.99. Of course, you've got 15. Is that a club price? No, it's less than that.
No, it's 19.
You need to take your 15% off there. If you are a club member, it comes out as £19.54. Less than £10 each bag.
And
delivered.
do you know what I'm going to say today? You might really want to multi-order. You might even want to do a whole border in Strulch. Because remember, it suppresses weeds, it deters slugs and snails, it's organic, so it doesn't kill them, it just gets them to move away. It improves soil structure. If you've got a heavy soil like Bex's, great for that. Retains moisture, so in the summer, if it's a really hot, dry summer, then it will keep the moisture in there.
It's great for putting on the top of pots, actually, because obviously you've got to keep on top of the watering in pots, but that does actually help to retain some of that.
So it's just a brilliant product. And that is the best price we've done. Now, Rhiannon has found us.
Hello, Rhiannon.
From TikTok.
She's a regular on TikTok shows, but she's come over to YouGarden TV. So welcome to YouGarden TV, Rhiannon.
Yeah,
I know you were here last week, so I hope you're loving it here as well as on TikTok.
And the thing is, with YouGarden, we do broadcast on various platforms, you know, TikTok, Life on the Potting Shed, QVC, Facebook.
YouTube.
But we tend to do different deals on each platform.
Absolutely, you've got to shop for the one that works best for you. Sometimes there's a special offer there, sometimes there's a special offer here.
So here's a question, Bex.
Yes.
Do we present differently on each platform?
Yes.
I think we do.
Absolutely.
What, me?
Absolutely, yeah, you are definitely most relaxed here. Yeah, it's true.
So apparently, Stu's saying that I'm the most relaxed to myself on here.
Yes.
I'm the most professional on QVC.
What happens on TikTok? We're just a bit excited.
I think I'm in the middle on TikTok.
A bit excited.
The thing is with TikTok, it's very fast, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very fast.
Yeah. So I mean, I end up like hyperventilating because I'm so fast. What about you, Bex?
Apparently I'm similar. I get giddy on TikTok.
I think you're the most yourself on here.
Yeah,
as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
This feels like home.
Yeah.
This is home.
And we get a chance to chat, you know? But, anyway.
Rhiannon's joined the club. Well done, Rhiannon. Well done.
Can I just say, even if our presentation skills vary slightly from channel and platform, the plants are all the same. They're always great quality.
They're always great.
Yeah, they really are. So do bear that, man. They all come from YouGarden.
For anybody that is new, you do need to join that club because you can see two prices on the screen. You want to pay the lower price. If you want the lower price, you have to join the club. Gives you 15% discount off what you buy, which is brilliant. When you add that up over the year, you can save a lot of money, and it only costs £10 to join that club.
That's really good.
One-off cost £10 you can save on your first order.
In fact, if you are joining the club today or you're thinking of it, just drop us a message.
Yes, please.
And the benefits are just massive. As Bex was saying, 10% on all your plants, your pots, your compost.
15%.
Sorry, why did I just say 10?
Because it used to be.
10 plus 5, 15. You'll also get £20 worth of vouchers that you can redeem against purchases.
Somebody was saying in the chat earlier that their membership renewed just yesterday. Who was that said that this morning? Hang on, I'm scrolling right back. Oh, I'm not going to find it. Somebody said their club membership renewed. Here it is, right at the beginning. It was Elaine.
Yay!
Good morning, Bex and Shaun and Stuart. My membership renewed yesterday. So, Elaine, you got your renewal, you've got your new £20 vouchers, and you're going to get a couple of postage vouchers included in there as well.
$6.99 each.
So we're getting more love for Shaun.
I'm loving this
Simon.
love, Bex.
Morning all. I hope everyone is okay. It's good to see Shaun back. It is good to see Shaun back. I agree.
It's nice.
I agree.
It's nice to be back. Now, I mentioned that I fancied like a cafe au lait. I was inspired by those dahlias. Apparently, Amanda's just knocking back a vanilla latte. See, I did have one coffee this morning. I felt I needed another though, but anyway.
Oh, well, I've got my latte.
Oh.
Yummy.
You need to give me some love.
Oh, I do
you need to
love
give me
you.
some. You need to give me some of your coffee.
I
know
love
you
you.
do. I know. I said, do Bex look good though? I've been around. Your hair looks great. I love it.
I know. Elaine was giving me love for wearing glasses. I'm doing it. I'm not being vain anymore. I'm wearing my glasses now.
See, I should take a leaf out of your book.
There you go. I'm just doing it.
Rather
I can actually see.
Although I can see
It's
the
amazing.
see, I can see the screen, but I can't see things
now.
close up. So I look in the mirror and go, "Oh, that doesn't look too bad," but actually, in reality, it does. Right? It's all fuzzy.
It's all blurry.
Right, if you want to go for the stores, jokes apart, it's the best. I think that's the best deal I have seen
It's the best deal I've seen. It's the best deal I've seen on Strulch. Stu is reiterating in our ear, it's this week only. This is not going to carry over to next week. Are we sure about that, Stu? It's definitely not going to carry on to next week. It's this week only.
Do you know
so
what?
You've got until Wednesday next week to get hold of this.
I've got this really awkward area underneath the eucalyptus tree that's just a nightmare, and I've talked about mulching it but I'll be honest, sometimes I do buy Strulch, but sometimes, if I'm really honest, I'll look at the price and think, shall I? Do I really need it?
How many bags will you need?
I reckon it's a big area. 8, probably.
There you go. Now's the time. You're never going to get a better price than this.
So, I'm just being really honest and transparent. Sometimes I'll think, can I do without when it's full price? But at this price, it's an absolute must. Multi-purpose, organic. We sell loads of this. We sell this on Amazon. I think it's £25 a bag, You're getting 2 today on YGTV at just $19.54.
Hang on. Grimmy sent us some pictures, actually, of Strulch use. So, thank you very much, Grimmy.
Thank you, Grimmy.
Yeah, I can see it in the. What is that? Oh, that's an apple tree. Is that an apple tree? Yeah, it's an apple.
Look.
Strulch in the bottom of there, look.
That. Do you know what, as well? I think it makes the pot look more attractive.
It does.
Doesn't it?
It does actually provide a contrast,
it does.
Doesn't it? So it really does stand out. So that's one of the pictures Grimmy sent us.
Thank you, Grimmy.
Another one, hang on. Oh, he sent us 3, bear with me. Oh, look at that. Very nice. Oh, this is my happy place, pointing to the garden. Is that a bay?
Looks like a bay. Yeah, it's a bay.
Looks like a bay, doesn't it?
It's a very healthy bay.
Lovely sunny garden there. Let's have a look at the next one. Oh, we sent loads of pictures. I'll just do one more because we need to see. Oh, look, in a border. This is exactly what we were talking about. So as you can see, as I scroll across this border, look, he's got Strulch all the way along that border.
Wow.
Oh, there's so many plants in there. Look at those. Check out, there's a rhododendron in there. There's this Chilean lantern just coming up. Look,
that's
there it is.
Nice.
That's looking really pretty.
Yeah.
Is that a pampas?
I'd say that's a pampas, definitely.
Is there lupins?
Yeah, it's got his lupins there.
Very nice, yeah, but there you go. There's just a few of the uses. Thank you, Grimmy, for sending those in. There's a few more pictures, but we need to crack on with some plants.
Yes.
If you want to send anything, ygtv@yougarden.com. We're only here for another hour and 10 minutes.
Now, we've been told to speed up a bit because we're only here live till 12 o'clock, so we're going to move on to the Hellebore's Double Ellen Pink. You actually get an amazing price for 3 of these in 9cm pots for just $17.97. The club price $15.27. That works out £5 and
something.
£5.09 a plant. Right, jokes apart, look how beautiful these hellebores are.
Look at that flower, look at the picture.
Wow.
I mean, that is so accurate. You do get what you see, absolutely. I think that is a fantastic colour. We bring you various different varieties of hellebores. We had Hellebore Red last week. We had the lovely Christmas Carol later on in the year last year. I think you want multiples of your hellebores, don't you? Because they're going to work so beautifully together.
Now they'll arrive full of flowers and buds, really well established. Just going to show you the roots on these as well. I can barely get this out. Look at that. If you ever buy a plant, I mean, that is slightly root bound. So what I'd do before you plant that, I would just tease some of those roots out ever so slightly, just to loosen them up a little bit. I mean, be careful, don't break them off, but just get those out a little bit, because otherwise what will happen is you plant it, they'll just keep going round and round. But hellebores, I love them. I love that shady spot. They are evergreen. They flower in the bleakest of months.
They do. February, March time, that's when you will have these beautiful flowers. And do think about it, if you've already got your hellebores or you've got some hellebores, do think about adding in those different colours, because they will work so well together and you'll create drifts of colour in some really miserable months. Right,
just to let you know, the Strulch is flying. It's a time-limited offer. You know, I honestly, I mean, I presented the garden shows for about 20 years. In a previous life. I just don't remember ever being that price. Not with the delivery, the free delivery.
Yeah.
I mean, so basically, remember, apparently a conversation took place on Monday. Everyone said how much they love Strulch. So we're doing a big deal right now. So remember, it suppresses weeds. Slugs and snails just hate it. So they really will come towards the Strulch, hate the sort of feel of it, and just move on. So it protects plants from being eaten by slugs and snails. So great for dahlias, great for lupins, great for the Lobelia, the Queen Victoria that we had. But also it enriches the soil, it improves structure, and it makes everything look neat and tidy as well. Who's this from, Bex?
This one's from Alison. So she just sent a couple of pictures of what's looking good in her garden this morning, and I noticed that looks like Strulch to me that she's put in the pot there, and those beautiful snowdrops coming through. So yeah, so many uses for these. Just, you've got to grab this deal while we've got it.
Some of you are buying 4 bags of that. I mean, honestly, the value, and it's a time-limited offer. We cannot do this on a regular basis. We really can't. You do need to order it today. It does store as well, so you don't need to use it all straight away. But multi-purpose, organic, safe for your slugs and snails. But it was. I mean, I remember a friend of mine. She literally went away on holiday, came back, and she'd done lots of vegetables. I think it was mostly the lettuces that had got literally disappeared overnight. Marigolds. Have you ever grown marigolds?
Yes. I actually grew I tried to grow marigolds last year. I'd run out of Strulch at the time, so I didn't use Strulch. But I thought, I'll just because I had some, so I put them within 2 days, completely gone.
Yeah,
absolutely gone.
So yeah, it is such a brilliant product. And I'll say it again, I don't. Sometimes I want it, but I don't buy it because I think it's a bit out of my price range when it's full price. If you've always looked at Strulch and thought, ooh, I like the idea of that, buy it today. And brilliant reviews on the YouGarden website for that. Amazing reviews. Quick reminder, if you like the double Ellen mix, don't forget you get 3 Hellebores in 9cm pots, really well rooted. They are available today at $17.97 or $15.27. Amazing. Amanda's apparently bought these and planted them up the other day.
Oh, well done. Amanda, you're so good. She's really on it with her gardening.
I know.
She messages me, telling me what she's planted. She's going again for the Rudbeckia. We've got our fingers crossed for you, Amanda. Her nemesis seems to be Rudbeckia. I know, because Rudbeckia should be nice and easy. Yeah. But do you know what? We all have a nemesis, and Amanda seems to have a nemesis with Rudbeckia. So I got it all crossed for you, my love.
Do you know what my nemesis is? And I realised it, because I think we asked this before, and I thought, I don't have one, me being all big-headed about my gardening. It's actually the blue heron, Coreopsis.
Is it? Yeah, but that, yeah. But that's, I mean, I understand that because that's not the easiest plant. No. So, you know, people do struggle with that one.
That's another one I think the slugs get.
Yes, you might be right.
Yeah.
I've never tried it.
And another one, the blue poppy. But I've finally got those going.
Hey.
Yeah. But again, slugs can affect those. Get your Strulch, honestly.
Get it.
If you've ever had plants eaten by slugs and snails, now is the time to get your Strulch at that amazing price. Right, we better move on to... Oh! I'm excited about this one, Bex.
OK, we've got 3...
I thought you were going to drop the iPad.
No, nearly did. We've got 3 lovely roses for you, starting off with Chelsea Pensioner.
Don't look at me.
I'm going to leave to Shaun, because Shaun, you actually got to be at Chelsea when this was launched, didn't you?
So this is a rose bred by Harkness, and it was... We'll just give you the details, actually, if we can.
We've started at the wrong end. He's telling me off.
Oh, have we?
He wanted to go to the other one first. I'm so sorry, Stu.
OK, so... Well,
I'm so
listen...
sorry.
So in fact, I've sent you some pictures of this as well, Bex. I'm pitching about today.
I'll find it.
So yes, it was launched at Chelsea last year, and it got shortlisted as Plant of the Year. And that is, I mean, to get that far is absolutely amazing. The fragrance is really quite. I mean, people smelt different things, but it was like I smelled a bit of myrrh in there. Some people even said it smelled slightly like a Turkish delight.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Turkish delight.
But if you look at the colour of the rose, it is a perfect match to the colour of the jackets that the Chelsea pensioners wear. It's the most... What was amazing, some of the roses, can you see that? They've got like 3 or 4 centres to them.
Yeah.
And some... we're discussing whether it's a hybrid tea or a floribunda. It actually produces both. So sometimes it will produce single roses, sometimes it will produce clusters of them. But it is an incredible rose.
It is. It's supposed to be very petalicious. You know, it's
it is.
Like up to 50 petals
and
per
they're really
flower.
Big, I remember.
Yeah, big, beautiful, nice fragrance in there. I think it was still... there is still a donation going as well as there to to the Chelsea pensioners, which is brilliant, and you're getting your free gift, which is the Rose Bloom Booster, which has enough in it for 4 feeds. So when you plant it, you've got a feed, and you can also use it to top dress any other roses or any other plants that you've got in your garden.
But I can honestly say, when I saw these on the stand at Chelsea, I mean, they were absolutely showstopping.
We've got that picture, actually, but you look a bit, I don't know what you're doing there.
Oh. What am I doing?
I don't know. I like your face in that picture. You're sort of half lurking, half posing. I quite like it.
I think I look like a thunderbird.
Look at those beautiful roses.
But I remember I tell you what I was doing. I was taking the fragrance in honesty. Yeah.
I loved the rose stands at Chelsea. I mean, you walk into there and the scent that just...
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But I think, I am slightly biased, but I think Harkness roses are the best. And that was, I remember, shortlisted as plant of the year last year at Chelsea. The press were going crazy for it. They really were. Right.
Next one, we've got the... Oh, where do you want to go, Stu?
This way.
Next, we've got the Rob Burrow, and this is a charity rose for you as well for motor neurone disease. You probably know the story of Rob Burrow already, don't you? He's an amazing rugby player, wasn't he?
He was, and sadly he did pass away last June. Had struggled with motor neurone disease. He got it just a couple of years after he retired, sadly. So it's a very, very important charity. Again, a donation is made for every single rose that is sold, and it is a disease that affects, I think it's about 5,000 people in the UK.
Yeah.
And can just really hit you out of the blue, as it did with Rob Burrow. So, and a beautiful rose. It's a gorgeous floribunda rose, lovely scent with this, of course, Bex.
Yeah, lovely scented one, a delightful scent you get here. Very petalicious again. You could be getting, lots and lots of petals included in here. It's bushy, it's upright, it's a floribunda, so clusters of those lovely flowers on there, and of course bred by Harkness, so we know how good their roses are, the disease resistance they have, and super easy to plant and grow. They come to you as bare roots, so all you need to do is give them a soak, little drink, good 4 to 6 hours, overnight would be even better, and then you're ready to plant them out, and of course you're getting your free gift included in this one as well.
But don't forget, there will be a charity donation made to M&D with every single rose sold. It's a beautiful rose. It really, really is. Happens to a lot of charity roses, actually. Now, I think it's just nice to know that you'll get all the pleasure of that beautiful rose, but you are making a donation at the same time as well. Then we have got a final one.
The Spark of Life.
Yes, named after you, Bex.
Stu told us to start, and he's now mad at us.
Sorry.
So this one is a very beautiful blush pink rose that you're getting included in here. It is a floribunda as well. Again, as a bare root, just unwrap it, and then that's what you will have. That's what you're going to be soaking. Then you're going to be planting that, and of course you are getting your Rose Bloom Booster included. That, by the way, is worth £5. So if you take that off the price of the rose, we're talking a really good price on here. It was named to mark the 250th anniversary of the Royal Humane Society, who are a British charity founded in 1774, and it recognises people who try to save lives. I think it was something to do with, initially it was to do with people almost drowning, and that's where it first started.
That's right, yes.
And of course now it covers lots of different areas. Another donation being made here too.
But it's a beautiful pink, isn't it? And to me, that's a perfect rose shape with that pointy centre.
Love that.
And what I love about roses, they change as the rose ages. The shape of it changes, the colour changes, but they flower all summer long. And the roses we have here on YouGarden, they are bred, as I mentioned earlier, to be extremely disease resistant, repeat flowering, easy to prune. They're not difficult. Not
difficult at all. I mean, I say it all the time. I avoided roses for such a long time because I thought they were difficult. Now, having planted my first rose several years ago, I've got however many I've got now, 5, 6 different roses in my garden because they are really easy. There are some rules, there are some tips and tricks that you can follow, but if you haven't even got a clue what to do, your rose will be absolutely fine.
And what we have included, just to make it super simple, we have included the Rose Bloom Booster.
Yeah.
So if you're somebody that has never grown a bare root rose before, we're kind of giving you, it's almost like an insurance. We're giving that rose that extra help, not that it really needs it, but it just gives you the chance of giving your rose the best start in life. So you've got things like mycorrhizal in there. That's a fungus that will create roots very quickly with the rose. You've got a plethora of minerals, and you've got your NPK in there as well. So every part of the rose is looked after, and there's enough to actually feed 4 roses in that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I put 5 fingers up. 4 roses. But what I do is sprinkle about a quarter of the pack around the roots as you plant it.
Yeah, and then you can use the rest to top dress, but it's an annual feed, so you only need to do it once a year on that one.
But that is safe. That's included with those bare root roses today.
Right, we need to remind people of Strulch, because this deal is amazing and we have only got it for 1 week. So it's this week only, which means you've got a little bit of time. So if you're thinking about it, you can take some time. We're not going to run out of stock, I don't think. But you've got until Wednesday to get this order. We won't be keeping this price for long. It won't be back on next week's YGTV shows.
I cannot believe the price we've done, especially with delivery, because these are big bags. I'm not being funny. These are not. I'll just be honest. They're not light, and they're not small.
Yeah.
So there is a big cost to YouGarden when it comes to the delivery of these, but you're getting them delivered free. Postage is included. So it's not very good for us as a business.
No.
But you know what? It's great to actually just get lots of you to try Strulch.
Yeah, and it's good for us because do you know what? If you can protect your plants, you're going to hopefully come back and you're going to get more plants.
Is there any chance, I know we're a bit short of time today because we finish at 12, of just having a quick look at the reviews, Stu? Yeah, go on. Yeah, just
go on, he says.
I always think Strulch gets pretty much the same brilliant reviews as our compost. They're kind of neck and neck a lot of the time, aren't they?
Because it does work on so many levels. I think most people want it as a slug and snail deterrent, but then you've got all of those other benefits of it being a mulch, something to protect plants when it's cold. You know, holding in the moisture, weed suppressing, neatening up borders.
Yeah.
It has all of those different benefits.
So these have all come in the last couple of months.
Happy with that, like that. So good, look at these.
Yeah.
I mean, there's pages and pages of these. Look, 5-star, 5-star, 5-star.
And to be honest, we'd probably have to go back to sort of springtime to see what an effect it had on slugs and snails. But last year, slugs and snails even made the news. It was one of the worst years. So a lot of you talking about how good it is for weeds.
Problem with the courier there. Sorry. Brilliant, covers nicely.
We still got 5-star review
Still got for the product. Brilliant, covers nicely and smells great. Hopefully my trees and bushes appreciate my effort. I am sure they will, Janet.
Hey, that's interesting.
I've used this product before on my raised vegetable plot. Not only does it make the vegetable plot look good, but I have had no animals, mainly cats and foxes, messing in the plot.
I didn't think
slugs
about
whatsoever. The Strulch I bought this time I've used on a long bed. I would recommend to every gardener.
Yes.
There you go. Lovely. 5-star again.
Yes.
So
So remember, it's a limited time deal, 1 week only, and it's the best price we've ever seen, and the delivery is included. So if you've had your idea, I'd like to try Strulch, maybe you had a lot of problems with plants getting eaten, nibbled. I mean, things like hostas. I think hostas are only beautiful when they're perfect. Bye, Lane, by the way.
Bye,
Thank you so much.
See you next time.
When a hosta's nibbled to bits, it
doesn't look good,
does it?
No, not at all.
You know, hostas, you want perfect leaves, don't you?
That was the first thing I used Strulch on a couple of years ago, was hostas, and I was amazed at those results.
I remember seeing yours.
Yeah,
great.
they were so good, weren't they? So good.
Alwyn's just bought the Strulch and the compost. Thank you, Alwyn. But yeah, grab it today. This price is absolutely crazy. $19.54 for club members. That is the price of 2 bags delivered. Just use that off code. Don't forget YGTV 0825.
Another thing you need to start stocking up on then, if you haven't already, is your compost. We're reaching that point of the year where we do see a big sort of influx of people coming in to get hold of their compost, because we're about to start doing loads of planting, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's going to happen very, very soon. This is our premium professional compost. You're going to get 2 of the 50-litre bags, £21.23 if you're a club member to get those 2 bags. We know, don't we, regulars? We all know how good this is, but for anybody who's brand new and watching, I'm going to turn you, or we are going to turn you into a compost snob, and we're not going to apologise for that, because we think that's a good thing.
They do. Because your plants deserve the best quality compost.
Yes.
We all want great gardens, don't we? That's why we're watching the show. We all want our plants to thrive. We want them to have really healthy roots, so that means healthy shoots, healthy leaves, great foliage, but also great flowers. We want more fruits and veg. And this compost looks after every single plant in your garden. The only exceptions are acid-loving plants, and you will need an ericaceous compost first. But we're starting off with that composted wood fibre, 50% is that, and that gives it an incredible texture.
It's a texture
so even, isn't it?
It's unlike other bags of compost that I've ever opened, and it does help it make it light and airy. It means roots can grow, they can form strong root bases, but it actually helps with a couple of other things as well. It helps with watering, it holds on to the moisture, it helps with even water distribution, which is really important for all the plants that you're growing. Look, this is you potting up, isn't it? Was this in your garden, or was this?
This was
for the pub.
It was a day in the pub and at my home, but I use this compost in the whole of the pub garden. And it sounds big-headed to say, but every year we get so many compliments, and it is a combination of our compost and the YouGarden plants. But it makes such a difference. So we've got that 50% composted wood fibre, that great texture, so those tiny roots can access all the nutrients, the oxygen, the water as they need it. But there's so much more in here, isn't there?
Yeah, you've got a slow-release fertiliser, those little green balls that you'll see through there. It's going to release that amazing feed into your plants. Your insurance policy for when you forget to feed your plants, at least they've got some when you first plant them up in here. It releases over a period of time, good sort of 4 or 5 months that you'll get that.
Now, you have got different types of peat. You've got light peat, you've got dark peat, you've got renewable peats, like sphagnum moss peat. And although there is a drive towards peat-free, and I think we all are in favour of peat-free, the fact is, so many peat-free composts just don't seem quite ready for our plants. A lot of them, and I have trialled them and I still do, but I find a lot of them dry out really quickly. The coir doesn't seem to hold on to the water. I've found that my plants, if I'm honest, haven't grown as well.
Yeah.
But you've still got the peat in here. And we're not going to get political, but there are so many debates about peat-free, but in reality, a lot of peat-free composts contain coir, byproducts of coconuts, which are obviously not grown in the UK, so you've got the transportation of the coir, you've got mass planting, which also isn't particularly good. So there are lots of things to consider, but we do know, in honesty, the peat in here makes such a difference to our plants.
It absolutely does, along with the fact that this is pH balanced, so it's going to work for the majority of things in your garden, and Shaun's favourite, the wetting agent.
Yeah, you saw earlier, I do a lot of hanging baskets. I do about 30 to 40 a year. Hanging baskets can dry out really quickly, not just in the summer, sometimes in the winter. A bit of a strong wind, they can dry out. And the great thing with the wetting agent is when you re-water the compost, the water and the compost stick together, so it rehydrates really quickly. A lot of compost, and again, some of the peat-free ones, you try and water it when it's dried out, and the water goes all over you. Yeah, and you end up soaking wet and wasting water and feed. So a brilliant recipe, and it's a compost we use on our huge nursery.
Yeah, in our gardens and on the nursery, which our business is growing plants, so we need the best, and you are getting the best.
Yes.
So premium professional compost, 100125 is the item number. YouGarden.com to place your order.
I was expecting the price to have gone back up.
It's not yet.
It hasn't, has it?
It's not yet.
It hasn't. Shh. Because the price has gone down and it stayed down. What goes down must go up.
Let's not
sort of. Anyway.
I guess what goes up must come down, but never mind.
100-125. But can we just say, lovely to have your company. My name's Shaun Ryan with the lovely Bex Edwards. You're watching YouGarden TV on Facebook, YouTube, and live on the YouGarden website. You'll have noticed 2 different prices on the screen. There's a red price, which is always very good. There's a yellow price that is even better. So if you want to save 15% on your entire order today and have so many more benefits, then join the club. Here's all the information you need. If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club. So what an amazing club. Did you notice a slight difference in that club membership little VT? Bex's hair, it was darker. Do you notice that? But did you take in all the extra benefits? Because there are.
There's so many. We're very excited about this because it's improved so much. It used to be 10%, it's now 15% discount. You still get your £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers, but you also are going to get 2 postage vouchers available. Because you only get free postage from your YGTV. If you shop the rest of the website, there will be postage attached. Yeah. But you've got a couple of free postage vouchers included in there as well. Yeah. It's amazing, honestly.
So even some of the offers you get via email or in the catalogue, which maybe you get, well, I'm sure you do, you can use vouchers towards those as well. So if you're not a club member, I mean, that discount is amazing, isn't it?
I like that you can do it on your first order as well.
Yes, I do.
Everything else comes out to you in the post, you'll get your vouchers and things, but you can actually start saving today on your first order by joining the club.
Right, it's gone crazy for the Strulch today.
Yay.
Absolutely crazy. I'm not surprised. Best offer we've ever done. Just if you think about it, just look at all of the uses on there. Loads of you on your reviews have talked about reducing weed growth. That's up to 95%. Retaining moisture. That's really important. Certain plants, hydrangeas, for example, they hate drying out. Astilbes, I've got astilbes in my garden. Again, they hate drying out. So any plants that don't like to dry out, that retains moisture. Enriches the soil, improves structure. If you've got heavy soils, it can lighten it. Great for flowers, shrubs, fruit and veg, lasts up to 2 years and deters slugs and snails. It is organic, it doesn't kill them, but it gets them to move away from the plants. So if you want to go for it, best offer ever, the twin pack delivered for £19.54. Quite a few of you have doubled up. In fact, some of you have tripled up as well.
Yes, that's the biggest order we've heard so far. So
yeah, so some of you, buying 6 bags. You could do a whole border with this, you really could.
Right, we need to go back to favourites, and I believe it's begonias first that we're going to be showing you on here. So.
The fimbriatas.
Yeah, we've got the fimbriatas. We do also have the Belgian giant trailing begonias to show you as well. The 2 things would work beautifully together because fimbriatas, lovely ruffled, the fimbriata edges to the petals here, they're slightly more upright. So these would work perfectly in the centre of your pots. And then when we show you the details of the Belgian giant trailings, they could go around the edges of your pots or your hanging baskets.
But if you love begonias, but you just want this to be that extra bit special. I mean, I adore all begonias, but these are a little bit more fancy, a little bit rarer. They've got a repeat flower all summer long, and if you store the tubers, they'll come back next year as well, bigger and stronger. 631.90, £11.04 for club members. Now, did Amanda reorder Lobelia, do we know?
I don't know if she said. We'll have to find out. Amanda, let us know. Are you going for them or not?
So Lobelia coming up. Just quickly, we did mention the trailing begonias. These are, I'm with Bex. Mix and match these. Have the trailing ones around the outside of your baskets and pots, the upright ones in the middle, but you're going to get 10 of those. They're the giant begonias. These are the big flowering ones with that lovely foliage that flower all summer long. And this is what I do all the hanging baskets in. I really do.
Yeah, I loved them last year. They were great. I mean, one of the flowers I got truly was giant, almost the size of my face.
And I remember your...
It was. Because I'm talking about me having a giant face.
Sorry, yeah. Well,
it was like that
But I remember your baskets looked amazing.
They look so good. I mean, the neighbours even complimented me on my baskets last year.
Yeah.
Which is quite a thing, because there does seem to be, and I know I was joking about having a secret competition, but there clearly is a secret competition. Because there was this lovely little barbecue that happened in the street, and one of the neighbours said, yours are better than his. And I was like, oh, so there is a little competition.
I mean, they look amazing, and they're so easy. This is the thing.
So good, honestly.
You know, if you just want an absolutely guaranteed success, begonias. Absolutely. Now, I did mention Lobelia. I'm just dying to know if Amanda ordered these.
Yeah, let us know, Amanda, in the chat if you're still watching.
So basically, these are a plant that the slugs do like when they're young. So do bear that in mind. If you're buying the Strulch, definitely put some around these when you put them in your pots containers or your beds and borders. But what a sensational perennial these are. Yeah. You imagine this summer, big tall stems, 70 to 9 centimetres, covered in bronze foliage, and then these incredible red flowers.
Beautiful red flowers, very tropical looking, perfect combination with the dark foliage and those red flowers, lovely contrast with the other plants in your gardens. Award winning as well with the RHS Award of Garden Merit. They like a sunny spot, but actually probably do, I mean, they do very well in a part shady spot as well. They're winter hardy down to about -5, so most places absolutely fine. But again, this is the one that Shaun was saying, not only protect them with the Strulch for the slugs and the snails, but then if you put a lovely layer of mulch over there over winter, you'll be able to get them through the winters as well.
And they're really strong plants.
Really
strong. I mean, you see the root system there.
Now, we tried to show you in the potting shed what you're going to receive, you know, that's the important thing. What you see is what you get. It is typical. Sometimes we'll show you a plant that's got a flower on, but you might receive one that doesn't have a flower on, but they will mature into that, and that's what you're going to be getting here.
And isn't the foliage a beautiful colour?
Gorgeous, shiny, dark foliage.
Do you know, I've just come back from a cruise. That's the colour that Shaun and Haley went on the cruise.
They do love to tan.
They do love to tan. I am joking, but it's a stunning, stunning colour, and contrasted with the red, looks sensational. Right, we've got a few different types of dahlias on YouGarden TV, but the ones with the biggest flowers, and we're talking dinner plate size. The average dinner plate is around about 8 inches.
Yeah, big flowers, showy, beautiful flowers, months of flowering, and even as a tuber, you know, we have to talk about like bare roots and tubers. They might need a year or so to establish. Dahlias just do their thing in the first year.
They really do.
You get multiple flowers for months on end first year. Yeah, they will get bigger and they will get better next year, but that doesn't matter. You get amazing displays in the first year.
Right, top tip, well-drained pots or soil. They hate being waterlogged. Nice sunny position. Plant instructions should be on there. So I normally plant them
but it's nice and easy. Don't plant them too deep. There's normally, you can see the stem where it's been cut off, and just plant that just below the soil surface.
Yeah, it said a couple of inches.
Not too deep. I never go too deep. A little bit of water, not too much. You don't want them sitting in too much water because then the tuber will rot. But keep them frost-free. So grow them in your greenhouse, windowsills, conservatories. Once the frost has passed, you can plant them out.
Yeah.
And my top tip is to pinch out your dahlias.
Yes.
Do. Once it gets to about 10 to 15 centimetres high and you've got a couple of pairs of leaves coming off, pinch it out to a pair of those leaves. I know it feels harsh, but you should do it because rather than having the one stem, the pinching out encourages 2 stems. And you keep pinching out as the plant is growing up. It gives you more stems, more flowers, but also provides a bit of stability to the base of the plant.
And I think it stops dahlias getting a bit tall and leggy.
Yeah.
It just fills it out.
Fills it out, you get a nice bushy plant, you get more flowers. And we know dahlias need staking, but by doing that and providing that stability at the base of the plant, they need less staking.
And again, dahlias are reliable, easy, and they create massive shows for a few pounds.
Yeah.
You know, it might be funny, but you could buy a little bedding plant in a 9 centimetre pot and spend $2.50 in the garden centre. That dahlia, that you know, we're talking that can get close to a metre in terms of height.
Indeed, yeah. So
might even get
big,
more,
so
might even get a little bit higher actually. Right, the other dahlias we've got. I liked your description, Bex. You said this could really suit a contemporary garden.
I do think so. They've got a lovely symmetry to them. You know, they're compact, they're neat in the way that they grow. So I think they could. But I don't think you have to just have a contemporary garden. No. I think they work beautifully in lots of different types.
But also could look slightly more formal as well if you wanted a formal area. But every flower is perfect. I love the closeness of the petals. I mean, that is perfection. When you look at the pompon close up, that is the most perfect flower that you you could imagine. Mother Nature is amazing, along with our breeding, of course, as well. And then there's one more new one that we have got available today, and it is the Cafe au Lait, brand new variety. And we were saying, dahlias tend to be bright, colourful, cheery.
Yeah.
But if you want something that's maybe a little bit more elegant, softer, then this is the one to go for.
I love those colour tones.
I do.
It's not just one colour, is it? You've got some lovely tones going in there.
I'm trying to think what I'd plant that with.
I mean, I don't know, you could plant it with, I think it's the right colour tone to be able to plant it with any other colour, but I kind of want that to stand out on its own. Do
you know what I think I'd do? I think I'd have them just by themselves in pots with maybe some green trailing foliage underneath.
Yeah, I agree. I think they need to stand out, personally.
Even just in a pot with some green ivy, just trailing down. But they're beautiful, aren't they?
We've had a quick question from Philip about the lobelia, just asking, I bought the lobelia last year and the squirrels have eaten them. Will they recover? I'm not sure, because actually you sort of need them to this is why we let foliage die down, because it sort of needs to refeed. I don't know, to be honest with you, Philip. I will keep my fingers crossed for you. Let's hope so.
Yeah.
It might be a problem. Excuse me.
I think it's one of those you just have to wait and see.
It's a wait and see for me, I think.
So,
sorry, I can't be more helpful on that. It might not. Fingers crossed.
Right, yep.
Didn't
think about squirrels with those.
Yeah, squirrels can be a nightmare, can't they? They love digging up bulbs and eating various things. So we've got the large hardy gloxinia mix here. You're going to get 5 bare roots and you're going to get that lovely mixture of colours. They definitely are very gorgeous head-turning flowers that you're going to get here. And they can flower for a good few months over summer, can't they? We're talking June, July, August. You will get multiple flowers in here. Deadheading will help to prolong those. Love the colour mix.
And you get 5 bare roots for just £9.99, 580068. And then finally, don't forget, we have got a beautiful rose. We've got some bare root roses that we saw earlier, but if you want a potted one, this is known as Mum, You Are 1 in a Million. And this is a hybrid tea rose, so big single flowers, beautifully sweet scented, and already very well established in that 3-litre pot as well. Reliable, bred by Harkness, will come back every single year, and grows to just over a metre, this one on average. So you can still put it in pots and containers, but obviously ideal in your beds and borders. Right, the Strulch has gone absolutely crazy today. It's actually the best price we've ever seen. I think it's the best price I've seen in 20 odd years. I might be wrong, but if you think about the free delivery as well, it's £19.54, not for 1 bag, but for 2 bags, and multi-purpose. I always think this is what I'd call a good egg. A real good egg. I love a multi-purpose product, something that does more than one job, and this does some amazing jobs. Obviously, we've been talking a lot about those slugs and snails. Let's keep them in our gardens, but let's not have them eating all of our precious plants. Weed suppression is an amazing thing as well, because I actually quite like the job of weeding. I do. I find it quite therapeutic and lovely, but that's not the case for everybody. It can be quite, back-breaking work. If you've got large gardens, it can be a complete pain, can't it? So weed suppression is really good, but also holding on to moisture. Yeah. Being a little bit more environmentally friendly, not having to use as much water to water our gardens. And there are certain plants that you'll know hate drying out. Hydrangeas, astilbes, those plants that really suffer when they get dry. This retains the moisture. Things like lupins, slugs. When lupins are young and the new growth's just coming through in the springtime, that's when the slugs can really attack them. Oh, great idea. We had quite a few raspberry canes on previous shows. Raspberry canes love, again, having moisture kept in. And also you don't want weeds coming up around your raspberry canes either. So we always say put a layer of mulch around raspberries. They would be absolutely superb if they've got Strulch around them. So grab it today. They are flying. I mean, I think we should have enough stock, but you do need to be super quick. But if you want to get the offer, all you need to do is put the twin pack in your basket and use our offer code today, which is YGTV0825. And that offer code is so important. Without it, you pay so much more. Yeah. And it gives you free postage. I love that we get free postage with everything now. You used to have to get your basket to over £40, but not anymore. Make sure it's that one, look, the 9 kilograms times 2, because we've got a single bag, but you want the big one. So we go here, you're going to add that into your basket. Hey, look at the reviews as well. I know.
Brilliant.
Yeah, amazing.
Loads of amazing reviews. Now, I know we said it was a lower price, but of course you need to enter that offer code. We want to put the code in YGTV0825. That's this week's code. And now we can see, look, the price has come down to $22.99. No postage. You can multi-order here, so that would be 6 packs you're getting, and that's $68.97. But remember, if you're a club member, on that order, for example, you can save £10.35. It costs you £10 to join, so you're already winning by joining the club from that one order.
Right, Strulch is the best seller today. Think about how many bags you'll need. Don't just buy 2 bags today and then when it's delivered, think, oh, I should have got more, because the price will go up in a week's time.
Yeah, we're only keeping it for 1 week. So
And
you've got until Wednesday.
I mean, sometimes I've bought Strulch and used it 7 months later.
I've actually still got half a bag left from last year, which I will be using.
But get it today. Right, we are also very excited about our Rhododendron hybrid collection. Yeah. We could not believe, when we're getting the show ready earlier, the size of these for the price, because they're working out for club members less than £9 each. I think it works out, I'm going to say £8.50 each. Yeah, £8.50 each. Well, £8.49 to be precise. But what a plant these are. £8.49.
Yeah, these are really well established. So we do smaller pots, but these are the 15 centimetre pots. So I've just managed to get that one out there for you so you can see how gorgeously rooty they are. And it's the hybrid collection, so you're getting some beautiful colours. We've just called them simply lilac, red and pink, but some gorgeous colours on there. There are buds.
Look at these.
I mean, you've got a big fat bud one. I haven't got loads of buds on this one, but you've got one with loads of big buds on there. And this one here, that one's got loads of buds on as well. Looking at the ones in the nursery, you should definitely get lots of buds over the 3 of these. Yeah, I mean, look, just going to be honest, you might receive one that isn't as budalicious as the other ones.
Although Bex, I can see some buds coming there.
But it will be, and that's the important thing here. It's about getting hold of the plants, getting them in your garden, getting them established. There you go. There's a bud underneath there.
A little bit behind. Now.
Oh, and a little one there.
You probably noticed.
I'm on a bud hunt.
They're covered in leaf because they are, of course, evergreen and fully winter hardy as well. I don't know about you, Bex, but I find rhododendrons slightly on the slow side when it comes to growth. Oh yeah, slow growing, which is what I absolutely adore about them, actually, because it means that they'll fit in your larger gardens happily, but smaller gardens really good. But it also means, and we're just being honest, we sell rhododendrons in 9 centimetre pots, but you've got to be really patient. So if you want something that's already big, established, that's covered in buds, that's going to flower this springtime, we've got them here now. Skip to the good bit, as Sue always says. Just fast forward, skip to the good bit. I mean, I put some small rhododendrons in one of my borders, and I'm still being patient. These are really well established. Now, they do need an acid soil. That is very important. Rhododendrons like an acid soil. So you are going to have to, if you're going to put these in pots, you need to buy our ericaceous compost. Oh, what's that, Rhiannon? She says the rhododendron she's only had it a month, but it's already massive. Wow. I bet you bought did you buy a big one? You must have done, because they're quite slow growing. They are. But unless you're a magic gardener. They form their buds in kind of like the previous year, so that you know, these are already covered in buds. Yeah. Look at them. There, look. Yeah. Just found some more. That wasn't the same. Was that the same one I found? Oh, there's loads on there. Yeah. Anyway, good. And they like I'm going to say a dappled position, I always think. Yeah, I think dappled shade is the best. Certainly hot. Is it morning sun they don't like? Isn't it morning sun with rhododendrons? And so, a little bit of shade, basic. It is, it's morning sun. If you can shade them... Sorry, my brain takes a second to... No, you're right, because mine get afternoon sun. Yeah, fine. It's morning sun. If you can shade them from morning sun, that's the best thing you can do with them. So part shade position where they're shaded in the morning is good. But they are absolutely beautiful. And so the fact you would sometimes forget, but they've got great foliage, they're evergreen. So if you want to go for those 511 673, you get all 3 of those really well established. You should get lots and lots of buds as well. And the club discount price, $25.47 with free delivery, means you're getting those at a ridiculous price of about £8.49 each. That is phenomenal and delivered absolutely free of charge. I mean, I do forget sometimes. I've been away for a couple of weeks, and I do sometimes forget just how good our prices are. I know.
know.
You know, because I've been to a garden centre in the last few days. Didn't buy anything, but you forget sometimes, don't you?
You do.
Just how good they are. Right, we've got Coreopsis early sunrise next.
I know, it's magic because they're invisible. They're coming in. They're coming.
Yeah.
We just don't have them physically to show you right now, but they're on their way.
That's what they look like.
The deliveries that are coming in the next few weeks is actually quite exciting, isn't it? Because we've got we're moving into sort of summer bedding and that sort of stuff happening.
And don't forget, we finish at 12 today on YouGarden TV because we've got a very special Mediterranean plant show coming up on TikTok between 1 and 5 today. And there's, you know, if you really want some weird, unusual, stunning plants, then watch us on TikTok this afternoon. I know some of you would say watch all the platforms we broadcast on, but all the plants are outside and they're just incredible. I like the kumquat, don't you?
Oh, I know, it's amazing.
There's Bougainvillea.
We will be bringing them in here at some point as well. So don't worry if you're not fussed about going onto TikTok. We will be bringing them in for you as well. Oh, Stu's having a wander in. Hang on, we're showing you some of them.
Look at these.
Don't drop the fruit. This one's so cool. This one's called Acrobal, and it's sort of a mixture between a blood orange and a lemon.
Yeah.
Like a hybrid between the two.
And we haven't cut into these yet, but I'm expecting like a blood orange colour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really blood orange in the centre. I'm going to get my knife out and cut into that later.
And the skins are kind of like rainbow, so they're amazing.
They're cool, aren't they?
And look at this cutie.
Is that the kumquat?
Hey,
or is that that's the other one, the orange?
Yes, the calamondin.
Calamondin,
which is like a mini orange that is a little bit sort of like tart, but ideal for preserves and cooking.
Know.
So that's a calamondin. But you know what? I'm just visually and aesthetically, come on, it's
Shaun is basically going to spend all his wages and fill his because you got a big you built a new conservatory, didn't you? And it's quite a large space.
And I must admit, it's crying out for some citrus fruits.
Shaun's spending all his wages and he's going to buy the entire range.
I want the kumquat and the calamondin.
Oh, that's heavy.
So we're on TikTok this afternoon. We've got we've got Bougainvillea, we've got a Sicilian fig coming up.
It's exciting. It's exciting. All right, so Coreopsis, the early sunrise, an award-winning plant. It's got the RHS Award of Garden Merit. It's going to come to you in 3 9-centimetre pots. This was a little footage from last year that Stu did when it was absolutely gorgeous and sunny out there. Coreopsis is amazing. I love this plant. I've got it in my border. And it flowers for flipping ages. Comes out in about May time. In fact, I need to get out in my garden and have a little look because I'm sure there'll be some new growth coming through. Comes out in about May and it just keeps going. June, July, August, September and into October. Lovely, tall, slender stems, cottage-style garden, super easy gardening, that one.
And that one great for like, what, mid to back board, about 60 centimetres or so. Pollinators love it as well. Now we're going to move on to our Daphne next, which is the Daphne Eternal Fragrance, which is the most stunning plant, as you can probably guess, in terms of fragrance. But this, again, will flower all summer long.
Totally, yeah. Eternal fragrance, the key is in the name here. So a lot of Daphnes, obviously, we love them, but you get a short burst of the flowers, those lovely fragrant flowers, whereas this is going to give you flowers all the way through the summer. You know, it'll start late springtime, sort of April, May, and it'll keep going through summer. It produces flowers on that new growth all summer, so you don't have to worry too much about any kind of, you know, pruning or anything. Obviously, it's compact and it's small, so we rarely prune Daphnes anyway. Perfect for growing in pots. Will only at full size grow to about 90 by 90 centimetres, but it'll take a little while to get there.
And generally evergreen as well. It's got the RHS Award of Garden Merit and really compact, so they're great for smaller garden. They'll only grow to about just shy of a metre by a metre, but it is about the beautiful flowers that are so fragrant and are there all summer long. And it always flowers on its new growth as well, so that's why it keeps flowering all summer long as it grows.
Julia, you don't have to make any apologies. She's saying, sorry, I don't always chat, but I'm in and out doing my aviary.
Fantastic.
I love the sound of an aviary.
That's great.
That sounds amazing.
You don't need
tell us, Juliet, when you fancy chatting again, tell us what birds you've got in your aviary.
Yeah, send us some pictures, that'd be even better.
Love that.
When you got the time. Now, don't forget, the Strulch has gone just crazy today. We're not going to extend the offer. It's 1 week only. For 1 week only. Oh, that was dreadful, wasn't it?
That was awful.
That was really bad.
Don't give up your day job.
Hang on. Let me get my pitch right. I've just been asked, I've just come back from a cruise, did I do karaoke on the ship? No. I did dance quite a bit.
Sean, not you, Sean, your friend Sean, he's a singer, isn't he?
He's a great singer,
He'd always get up on a karaoke.
But I won't sing it again, I'll just say it for 1 week only. You've got the most amazing price. And remember, multi-purpose, reduces weed growth by up to 95%. Protects from slugs and snails. They hate the feel of it. You imagine slugs and snails, they come anywhere near this, they just don't like the feel, and they move on. So that protects things like your lupins, things like your dahlias, your marigolds, your vegetables. Also, maintains moisture. So if you've got any plants that hate drying out, hydrangeas, astilbes, just to name a few, keeps the moisture in there. Lasts up to 2 years. When it does lose its efficiency, dig it in your beds and borders, and it wouldn't help improve the soil structure as well. 2 massive heavy bags delivered free of charge. Many of you have ordered 2 or 3 lots of that today. That is the best price we've seen ever on YouGarden TV.
Just a quick one for Rhiannon, who's asked, will Daphne be okay in a part shade position? Yes, it will.
Yeah,
absolutely, not a problem. So yeah, you can plant that in part shade.
Not full shade, but part is fine.
Part shade is fine.
So one of the most beautiful cut flowers, I think you'll agree, has got to be the Freesia, and we have got Freesias available right now. I always think with Freesias, there's something so feminine and delicate about them, isn't there?
I like the way they open, and you don't just get the one Freesia flower. It's a bit like, it's shaped a bit like the Crocosmia Lucifer.
Yes,
you know how you get that lovely sort of trail of flowers that come out there, and they sort of open in succession. Beautiful fragrance. You can buy them. You often see them in little posies in the supermarkets.
Really expensive.
Really expensive, and you get about 5 stems in there. But you don't need to. You can grow them yourself because you're going to get 100 bulbs here. You're going to get the single flowered and the double flowered, so you're going to get layers of petals going on, enough to have outside and enough to bring inside as well. I'm going to recommend planting these in succession. You're getting 100 of them, so why not plant 20 one week, 20 the next week, 20 the week after, because then that'll extend your Freesia flowering period. They'll all still come up, they'll just come up at slightly different times.
And I'm just doing the maths, right? You get 100, and every single one of these should produce flowers this year. They've all been heat treated,
yes,
so that gives them a really great start. But that works out about 12 pence a flower, which is incredible. And I love the combination of doubles and singles. I think the doubles are a bit more beautiful, but they tend to be slightly less fragrant than the singles. So they kind of balance out, if you know what I mean. So I'd personally plant doubles and singles together so that you get the fragrance and you get that extra bit of beauty at the same time. We do say give them a bit of protection from frost, though.
Indeed, yeah. You want to start them off sort of frost-free, basically. So you could start these off in pots, and then if you want to plant them out, you can plant them out once you've got a little bit of growth going on them, or keep them in the pots. Yeah. Because most people grow Freesias as annuals, but with a little protection, you can actually get them to come back. They send out offshoots, don't they, from the base? They're
lovely. They really are. And again, our price, I mean, for club members, it works out. I'm making that just over 10 pence a Freesia bulb, which is amazing.
Brilliant.
Right, now something that I know when I was looking at the show, and I saw cranberry on it. I thought, it's been ages since we've seen this one.
I really like the cranberry. It's one I keep getting tempted by.
Same here, yeah.
Just with potentially moving house this year, I have really sort of, I've stepped back a little bit on what I'm doing, just because, you know, space. But this one is one that every time we show it, I think, yeah, I want to grow cranberries. It's fully winter hardy. You can grow it in pots. It doesn't get massive. That's what I really like about this. It's actually quite a nice, compact little plant. It'll probably get to about 40 by 40 centimetres, but you'll have those lovely cranberries on there as well.
And it is evergreen, and it's sort of, so our description of it, I think it used the word messy, right? Which I thought was a bit unfair. But it does sort of like meander and ramble. So it's actually great in a pot because it does sort of like semi-trail, I'd say, or a basket, a hanging basket.
I was just going to say, what about a hanging basket? Yeah. You could probably do that in there, couldn't you? Yeah. Quite happily.
I think it looked great. And you get the fruits kind of autumn time, but cranberries do freeze really well. So if you wanted to, and they normally fruit in the first year, by the way.
Yes,
but if you wanted to pick your cranberries, freeze them, then make your own cranberry sauce for Christmas, you could do that.
Yeah. Do you think about ericaceous compost, though? They are an ericaceous lover, so do think about getting your ericaceous compost with that as well.
So actually, if you're buying the rhododendrons that we had a few minutes ago, and you bought your ericaceous compost, then buy these as well, and then plant them up in pots. Yeah. But they're lovely looking, and they actually look really nice in autumn with the berries on. So I don't know why I didn't buy them last year. I thought about it, but can't buy everything.
We can't get everything, Sean. That's
but remember,
the thing.
One of my New Year's resolutions was to buy more plants this year. I'm sticking to it. And then we're going to just finish this side of the potting shed with an absolute favourite of Bex and mine, and it is the hardy geranium Stormcloud. I think last year actually for the past 2 years, we've just totally fallen in love with hardy geraniums.
Love geraniums, just they are fantastic, and I particularly like this one because the Stormcloud name is absolutely perfect. One of the pictures that's going to come up, there it is, that's the one.
Oh.
Look at that.
Amazing,
I
isn't
think
it?
that colour combination you've got there, the foliage is a really sort of moody colour like a storm cloud, and then those lovely sort of lilac-y purple coloured flowers that you've got there. Those two things together look incredible, and that maybe in a white pot or with some white gravel around it. Could you imagine the display you'll get from that?
But again, if you're looking to make your garden maybe slightly lower maintenance, hardy geraniums are so easy. They come back every single year. I love the contrast of the flowers and the foliage in this one. I'm going to say I think the Stormcloud is maybe slightly more upright than some of the other trailers, like Roseanne, which is a bit of a meandering one. So a little bit more upright, but sun, part shade, absolutely fine. All soil types, drought tolerant when established. Dies down at the end of the season for the winter and then comes back. In fact, ours are just beginning to come back now.
They're just, you can see that lovely new growth coming through, nice and rooty in the pot there. So you're going to get some good displays first year, but you know, this is just going to keep getting better and better for years to come. And every year, without fail, geraniums just do their thing.
They really do. So an absolute must-have in your garden, and you are getting all of those 3 plants for just $16.97. Right, remember, we finished today at midday, but we are live on TikTok from 1 o'clock to 5 today with a Mediterranean special. But let's remind you of those gorgeous rhododendrons. So you get all 3 of them. These are big, don't forget, they're in 15-centimetre pots. Evergreen, winter hardy, acid loving, so don't forget that, and they should arrive with many buds as well. You get a lilac, you get a red, and you get the pink there at $25.47, working out an incredible £8.49 each. 511673. Don't forget, you can order right now. If you prefer to call, you can even call on our number there, which is 0844 502 0050. Then we've got our Bare Root Roses. Now, these come with a free rose bloom booster, and that's got everything in it to get your roses off to a cracking start. All of your trace elements, minerals, mycorrhizal. So that's Spark of Life, which is only $19.99 with a £5 saving today. Then we have got a very special rose. Again, a donation goes from all of these roses towards a particular charity. This one goes to motor neuron disease. Rob Burrow, of course, fantastic rugby player who was captain in his final few years as well before he retired, and sadly passed away from this awful disease in June last year. So a very worthwhile cause and charity to donate to, and I say £2.50 donation goes with every rose sold. 540-250. But it's a beautiful floribunda rose, gorgeous fragrance, and repeat flowering, disease resistant and easy to grow. Then the other one we've got for you as a bare root, this is my personal favourite, and it's the Chelsea Pensioner Rose, bred by Hartness. It actually was only launched last year at Chelsea, and what I love about it, it's a very petalicious rose. You can actually get up to 50 petals in one rose. The fragrance is divine. It's like a myrrh. There's almost like a little bit of Turkish delight in there as well. And it's the same colour as those magnificent coats that the Chelsea pensioners wear. And again, a donation will go to the Royal Chelsea Hospital with every single rose sold. Now, also very popular today is our Lobelia Speciosa Queen Victoria. What a stunning half-hardy perennial this is. So we say hardy to about -5. Great foliage, stunning burgundy foliage, magnificent scarlet red flowers. Grows to about 90 centimetres maximum height. Hardy to -5, so bear that in mind. You know, if you live in a colder area, put some Strulch around it, some mulch, great in pots and containers, but it's an absolute showstopper, and the pollinators love it as well. 560-860. Then we just saw that Coreopsis, repeat flying all summer long. Mid-size this one, so it grows to about 60-70 centimetres, and beautiful, beautiful, perfect yellow petals. I love that. Again, if you've got that kind of country cottage garden, Coreopsis is an absolute beauty. And you get all three of those, £12.72. Nice sunny spot for that well-drained soil. And then one of my absolute favourites, the hardy geraniums. Honestly, these are not your annual geraniums that will go black with the first frost. These are fully winter hardy. The foliage on this variety is magnificent. It's deep, it's rich, but when you contrast that with this storm cloud, these purples and blues, it creates such drama in your garden. Again, easy to grow, sun, part shade, most soil types, drought tolerant when established as well, just absolute winners, 560, 986. Then we brought you gloxinias. New on the show. Now these are large flowered ones. They are hardy. They will do great in a sunny position, but also they are woodland type plants, so will do really nicely in shade as well. 5 bare roots, £9.99, something a little bit different today. And they are, say, just £8.49 for club members. You get a variety of pinks and whites in that collection. Then these have been really popular. Begonia, these are really special. I love begonias. Again, easy to grow, repeat flowering, sun, shade, wet summers, dry summers. Honestly, you don't have to try with begonias. They do all the work for you. But if you want a begonia that's a little bit more flamboyant, I think these are a little bit peony-like. Full flowers. I love the kind of the crimped edges to the petals. I love the colour display on these as well. £12.99, £6.30, £190. Club discount price £11.04. And then the other begonias we've got, I think both of these work well together. These are the giant begonias. These are the trailing ones. So they'll trail to, I was going to say 30, 40 centimetres. Some might have got even more than that, actually. Again, easy to grow, repeat flowering, require very little maintenance or love, but they will do this all summer long. You can plant the tubers now, just keep them frost-free, but the sooner you get them planted, the sooner you'll get these amazing displays all summer long. £6.30, £193, £12.99. Now, I love Crocosmia. Crocosmia is incredible, actually. Originates from South Africa. They arrive as bulbs. You should get some flowers in the first year, but honestly, year 2, year 3, these will form big clumps. They'll flower kind of July, August time. They look tropical, they look magical. You get these big, sort of like tall stems, and the flowers open one by one, and really nice foliage as well. I love Crocosmia, really do. And that's Lucifer, one of the most dramatic, at just £9.99 for 10 bulbs. Now, different dahlias on the show today. The biggest in terms of flowers are the dinner plates, and you get 5 tubers with absolutely ginormous heads. I mean, these can be 8 inches. What's that, 20 centimetres in diameter. They'll flower all summer long. They can grow to about 1 metre, 1.20 metres. They make great cut flowers. But if you want big, colourful displays for minimum work, they are the ones to go for. Again, just keep them frost-free. You don't have to plant them straight away, but if you are planting them up, just keep them frost-free. £6.30, £3.19. Oh, and a sunny spot and well-drained soil. Then the other varieties, the pompon, exactly the same in terms of how you grow them, but these are a little bit more structured, slightly smaller flowers, but every single one is perfect. Get a colour mix in those, £6.30, £3.20, £12.99 or £11.04 for all of you club members. Now there is a lot more on the show. We've only got 10 minutes left, but we will be back on Sunday. In fact, you will be back on Sunday. Are you with Adam?
I'm with
Adam.
Yes,
you're with Adam.
Are you on QVC on Sunday?
I am on QVC on
what
Sunday.
What time are you on QVC on
1
Sunday?
o'clock. 1 o'clock.
Ah, lovely. That means you can watch all of us, and then you can go and watch all of Shaun.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
You don't have to choose.
You don't have to choose.
To be honest, you never have to choose because...
You can always watch us back.
Yeah, you can always stream both shows back later. But yeah, Bex is with Adam on Sunday.
9:30 till 12:30.
Till 12:30. And I'm on QVC from 1 till 2.
Nice.
But they've got it's a special gardening event with lots of easy pays.
Oh, you're not allowed to say how many?
Probably not. So, lots of gardening on Sunday as well, that's all I'm allowed to say. Right, but we're going to go back to the Strulch, which is the best price we've ever seen. And it's such a great product. And I was really honest earlier. I said, sometimes I look at Strulch and I go, oh, shall I buy it? Because when it's full price, it's not the cheapest product.
No, I mean, it's brilliant.
It is. But if you've had plants die because the slugs and snails have got to them, if you've lost vegetables, if you've had areas that get covered in weeds, Strulch is such a problem solver.
It's a problem solver. I love how it works on so many different levels. You can mulch your plants, give them the winter duvet. You can reduce weed growth. It'll retain the moisture. I mean, look, it says it all on there.
Yeah.
It is brilliant stuff. I've saved my hostas with it. I saved my dahlias with it last year. I know that a lot of you have used this and you think it's amazing. If you are wondering, does it work? Go and check out the reviews on the website because there's loads of people in there. Ask the chat. There's loads of people in there that have been using it as well. I personally have seen amazing results from it, so I do hope that you'll consider it. It's a limited offer. We've only got it for 1 week.
And if you've got a border that just totally frustrates you, you know, maybe it's always getting covered in weeds, maybe things always get eaten by slugs. My last house, there were certain parts of the garden that were just ridden with slugs and snails, and as a gardener, it really got me down because it was a constant battle. Multi-order. Get this price today, lock it in, because we're only doing this offer for 1 week, and then that is literally it. What are you modelling, Bex?
I've got some heavy-duty pots for you. So we do have these back in stock now. You managed to sell them all out, didn't you? There was loads that went, basically.
We sold thousands.
Thousands, I think, because of QVC, but also potato planting. Loads of people were buying these because of the potato planting. We have now got them back in stock, and you can get 4 of our brilliant heavy-duty pots for £16.99 as a club member. Heavy-duty is the perfect description. They really are. You've had yours about 15 years, never broken one.
Never broken one.
8 or 9 years with my oldest, and never broken one. They are still going strong. I've now got, I'm going to count them up at some point, but I reckon I've got about 15 of them.
Yeah, I mean, they are just brilliant. You can never have enough of them. You know, this was genuinely filmed in my greenhouse. That euonymus is still there. I don't know where I want to put it.
Temporary home for plants. That's what we can use this for.
Did he really? So our head gardener looked at this clip and said, why is it in there? It looks awful. Because it's in a temporary home.
Yeah, it fits the editorial, Peter, honestly.
Yes.
It's a temporary home for a plant until Shaun decides what he's going to do with it. And just like when I'm moving home later on this year, fingers crossed, somebody come and buy my house, please. Then I will be digging up, well, I'm going to do it soon, but I'm digging up some plants ready for moving home.
They just are the best pots. And what really is important, we often, most plants like good drainage, not all, but most do. There's very few that like to have wet, soggy roots. You never get wet, soggy roots in here because you've got 8
massive drainage holes around the side.
Really big.
Plus the drainage holes at the bottom as well, 4 of them at the bottom, but then all of these ones that go all the way around the edge. So most plants will recover from being underwatered more than they will from being overwatered.
Totally
and that's
agree.
why these are commercial growing pots.
Built to last, absolutely brilliant. And again, postage is included, $19.99 or $16.99. Lots of you have been messaging saying your club membership's just renewed, so you've got lots of vouchers to spend as well. And don't forget, if you want to join, we've had quite a few join today. For £10, you get 15% off all of our plants, our compost, our pots. You get £20 worth of vouchers. You get 2 postage vouchers for $6.99. Oh, that's what they're worth, I should say. Because I know you get free postage on YGTV, but you don't on our website. So, and you don't in the catalogue, but you get 2 postage vouchers as well. Right, we have to get this beautiful plant in before we finish at 12 o'clock.
Oh, I love this. You know how much I love Fatsia. It's fast become one of my favourite plants in the garden. I've got this planted. This is one of the ones I will be digging up. It's going into a heavy duty pot. I'm going to do it in the next couple of weeks because I'm not leaving this one behind. I'm taking it with me. I love the variegation that you've got in here. It's lush, it looks tropical, but it is winter hardy. It might look a little bit sad over the winter when it's really frosty. It goes a little bit droopy, but as soon as the frost is gone, it perks right back up again. And I love the fact that it can get really big, or you can just cut it back and keep it to the size you want it to be. I like that. Some you can't do harsh pruning on, but you can on this one.
And I always think it looks like it belongs in a tropical garden. And so many tropical plants in the UK are a little bit temperamental, a little bit sort of half hardy. You know, even like a lot of cordylines, if it's really cold, you've got to protect the crown. But this is winter hardy, it's reliable, it does flower when established as well. But it is the variegation here. I mean, I'm just looking at that leaf, Bex.
Yeah.
Look at that colour. I mean, that one, they're all different. Look, aren't they amazing?
It's so cool.
Yeah. That is a stunning foliage plants.
Yeah.
And So I don't know if you've said it, Bex.
Go again.
But will tolerate a fairly shady position.
I had not said that, no, and it's a really, really good one for shade.
Yeah.
It can happily live in a more sunny position, but actually favours a shady spot, so it's a problem solver for filling in those shady corners.
And a really established plant in a 3 litre pot at just 69 cents. Hey, don't forget, if you want some compost, I thought I'd come back from my holidays and the price would have gone back up.
It hasn't. We've kept
But it hasn't.
It's lower than it was in December, so it's got to go up again at some point.
I know.
Get your compost in. Loads of people are stocking up on compost now. You can stack and store it. You're going to use it anyway. You might as well take advantage of it while we've got that.
And it's a massive 100 litres. 21.23 for all of you club members.
I got my delivery last week. I placed my order on like the Monday and it got delivered on the Wednesday. So I've got my order of compost coming in.
And can we just say thank you to everyone that's just joined the club as well?
Hey! Yeah, we've had a few come in today.
And you'll save £3.75 on every compost order. It's
brilliant.
So you get your club membership fee back in 3 orders of compost, basically. Right. The begonias, the fimbriatas, have been, I said that very posh, didn't I? The fimbriatas have been very popular today. But it is a rather special begonia.
Yeah,
it really is.
I like the colour mix, first of all, but it's the ruffled edges, the fimbriata edges that you've got on those petals, which is what makes this really, really beautiful. A slightly more upright variety, so great for the centre of pots. I mean, they will sort of tumble a little bit around the edges, but we've got another option for you for your trailing ones, which will work beautifully together.
And do you know what I was thinking? These have been the most popular plant on the show. Last year, it was a challenging summer, and the one thing that kept being said in the group chat and the images coming in, everyone had success with begonias last year.
Well, this is why they are a customer favourite, you know, at YouGarden and probably in nurseries across the land, because they are so very, very reliable. Giving you displays all summer long, no matter the weather, they just keep doing their thing.
So even if it's a wet summer, and fingers crossed it isn't, even if these are in a fairly shady spot or full sunshine, they're fairly drought tolerant as well. They don't seem to suffer from disease. It's something we don't mention, but I've never had problems with, like, you know, black fly and white fly and things like that with begonias. So they're just super reliable. But I think the reason why these have been the most popular begonia is they are that extra bit special.
Absolutely.
You know, some begonias are so popular, you sort of see them everywhere, but these are that extra bit special, aren't they?
If you want the Belgian trailings, go onto the websites. We've got all of the other items on the show, and the Belgian trailing and these would go really well together. Lobelia is another one that's been really popular today. I'm so glad. It always is, actually, and it's a stunning, contrasting flower.
Yeah, and it is a perennial. We call it half-hardy because it's hardy to -5, but with a little bit of protection, it will come back every single year, and you get the most amazing flowers. I love the shape of them, don't you? Those 5 petals.
Get your Strulch, though, because the slugs and snails like the new growth, so make sure you're protecting it with that Strulch, and that amazing deal that we've got there comes in the 3 9-centimetre pots. They're really nice and rooty, so you can see we've got some really nice healthy plants here, ready to be planted in your garden.
Yeah, and they are, available right now at $14.97, $12.72 for club members. Now, 2 different types of dahlias, in fact 3 different types of dahlias on the show. If you want the biggest flowers, then it's the dinner plates. Each flower can be up to 20 centimetres, that's about 8 inches. But we've also got the pom-poms and we've got the cafe au lait.
Yeah, well, the cafe au lait actually is classed as a dinner plate one as well, so you'll get big flowers with that one. Or you've got those pom-poms, which have a wonderful symmetry to them.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently pom-poms have been the most popular.
I mean, they're probably the most perfect, aren't they?
They are. The symmetry is amazing.
Yeah.
I like just the pom-pom, the roundness of those flowers. They work brilliantly all together and mixed in with all your other different varieties of dahlias, but I do think they have a lovely contemporary edge to them, just planted on their own.
Yeah, and they are at $6.33 £11.04 is your discount club price. Now, we are nearly out of time. Sadly, we are finishing at 12 o'clock today. We are live again at 9:30 to 12:30 with Bex and Adam on Sunday. I'm on QVC on Sunday at 1 o'clock with totally different deals and offers. And this afternoon, we are both uber excited. We have got, if you're on TikTok, if you're not, just download the TikTok app, and we've got a very special show featuring Mediterranean plants that our head gardener has just brought back from Sicily. Some of them will come onto the website, but I think it's going to be a crazy afternoon.
Yeah,
they're huge plants as well. I only saw them because I've been on holiday. I only actually saw them in real life this morning. I was like, they were huge.
They're massive.
I mean, you saw them yesterday, didn't you?
I mean, they're incredible. And if the prices that I've seen are the prices they're going to be, I'm actually pretty can I say gobsmacked?
Yeah.
I am gobsmacked about the prices.
And lots of them are covered in fruit already, you know, like
It's
mini
incredible.
oranges and kumquats. Right, very quickly, 3 rhododendrons. This is the size you get, covered in buds, fully evergreen, winter hardy, love an acid soil,
Love
3
that
different
one,
colours.
that one there. Look at that. How pretty is that?
Oh, these are the hybrids, stunning.
Love them. Evergreen, beautiful, and really nicely established already. Great price to get all 3 of those.
Right, come and join us on TikTok this afternoon.
Please. If not, don't worry, we'll bring them in here at some point.
Yeah, but for myself, Shaun Ryan, lovely Bex Edwards, and Stu, thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Take care.